That was an aggressive
Well, I don't know. I've been getting a lot of sleep recently, so I've got a little bit more energy in me than normal. So, well, hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Rage Select podcast right here on Rage Select. I'm Jeff.
I'm Anna.
Man, we got a crazy-ass news week this week.
All positive.
It's
Only
all
good
bummers.
things.
It's oops, all bummers all
Why
the
do
way
I
down.
always end up on the, like, oops, everyone lost their job and are miserable?
I don't know, but I was thinking about that today where I'm like, whenever I have to talk about really in-depth business stuff,
Yeah.
you're here.
Yep.
I don't know what it is, but that's
Good
just
thing
how it
I
works.
started drinking the Red Bull early today.
Yes. We're going to talk about leveraged buyouts. We're going to talk about stock options.
I don't like
We're going
it.
to talk about a lot of stuff that I hate. I hate it.
So, fully enjoyable podcast.
Yes, indeed. But before we get to that, I watched a really weird movie today.
Oh, yeah?
I watched a movie called Caught Stealing.
Caught stealing.
I think that's what the name of it was.
Who's in it?
This is what just like going off of Rotten Tomatoes score, and it's like it's Austin Butler and Matt Smith and
Yeah.
Zoe Kravitz and a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
I didn't actually know this, but this is a Darren Aronofsky movie.
Yeah, I did know that. It played in the trailer played before like some movies that we saw earlier in the year.
Yeah, and it's basically it's based on a series of books about this character where it's like this guy that was a baseball player when he was in high school, and then he wrecked up his leg, and then it's like he's just kind of this guy living in New York, Tens Bar, and so the whole plot of the movie is that his next door neighbor, who's played by Matt Smith, who is like the most stereotypical British punk rock guy, is like, hey, I have to go home, you watch my cat while I'm away, and then like all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
It reminded me a lot of like Anora, a little bit of this kind of like, I don't know.
Okay.
It reminded me a lot of a few things that I've seen where it's like a very like crime, I don't know. It's just like there's crime and criminals happening. It's all very realistic, like weird stuff happens. It was enjoyable. And actually it got me looking up. I looked up who wrote it. The guy that wrote the book was the one who wrote the screenplay for the movie. But it led me down this weird rabbit hole because I don't really like Darren Aronofsky all that much, or I have a very like love-hate.
Yeah.
Like I didn't like most of his movies, and then I saw Black Swan and I was like, oh, I liked that. But then I skipped The Wrestler, even though everybody loved that. But then I watched Mother, and I was like, this is real navel-gazy, but I knew that when I signed up.
Yeah. You can tell from the poster. You looked at it and you're like, all right, I don't know.
And then like the Whale was good. But then I went and I looked it up, and it turns out that like all the movies of his that I don't like
the ones he wrote
are the ones he wrote.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. I didn't actually realize that he hadn't written a bunch of his movies. I thought that he was one of those like writer-director guys, but it turns out that when he just has to direct a movie, I'm like, yeah, keep that guy away from the fucking script. I hate all the up your ass stuff that's in his script.
That's amazing.
So yeah,
The Fountain's good though.
I didn't like The Fountain very much. Again, it was too much navel gazing for me.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
It was like less than the rest, but I feel like when I was banging around like in my 20s and I was watching all these like art films that everybody was like, oh, Darren Aronofsky, he's such a brilliant genius, and I was like, bitch, let me take you down to the fucking like I Love Video, and let's go to the fucking foreign import section. I will show you some real shit.
I gotta be honest, Darren Aronofsky is a director that I obviously know because I've seen a bunch of his stuff, but whenever I'm not actively watching something or talking about like Black Swan or The Wrestler or anything like that, I forget he exists. Like he's never at the top of my mind when it comes to like film.
Yeah. I didn't actually realize that he didn't write The Whale.
I didn't know that either.
It's so weird.
I kind of just assume because it's always presented as like a Darren Aronofsky film, so I just assume it's like all encompassing.
Like that's a weird thing, right? If you have something where he's like, usually when you hear that, it means that it was like writer director, right? Whereas like, oh, The Whale is a Darren Aronofsky film, and it's like, well, did he write it? And like, no, it's adapted from a whole other thing.
Yeah.
And Caught Stealing was very weird because it's kind of zany. It's a really strange movie.
The trailer made it look like a fun Guy Ritchie movie.
It's more gritty than that. Like, there's a lot more people getting hurt. Like, at the very beginning of the movie, Austin Butler gets beat up so hard that they have to take one of his kidneys out.
Oh my God.
Which is not something that you normally see in a
Yeah,
movie.
you never see the impact of them getting beaten up.
Where he takes a beating and then he wakes up 2 days later in the hospital, and Zoe Kravitz is like, yeah, they had to take one of your kidneys out because it was ruptured. And it's like,
Holy shit.
So
That's nuts, yeah. Like, he didn't just get beat up; he got beat the fuck up.
Yeah, it's also it's really violent, but it was really well shot, really well put together. It kept my kept my attention for like an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah,
it was fine. So yeah, I don't know. It was like an 85 on Rotten Tomatoes, and I'm like, yeah, okay,
yeah, that's pretty good.
Not exceptional, but like I didn't feel bad when I got done watching it. I really flipped a coin because it was between that and the Toxic Avenger. Both came out on VOD this week.
I never watched the original Toxic Avenger, so I don't.
Me neither.
I just don't know.
Yeah.
Every clip I see of both the original and the remake, I'm like, am I that person? Am I not that person? I'm
the sort of person that wants to watch the Toxic Avenger.
And then I'm like, do I want to find things out about myself of like, I love these kinds of movies, because I've never really touched the like trauma stuff, the ooey gooey.
I think you'll be one of those people that goes around talking about trauma all the time.
Yeah,
and you're just like, what about you, man? Did you watch anything good? You play anything good?
I oddly enough did watch something the other day. The Hating Game.
The Hating Game.
So this is a romantic comedy. I'm sorry, guys. Sometimes I'm on my period eating chocolates at 8 in the morning, and I'm like, I just need to watch something that makes me happy.
Is that Lucy Hale? I thought that said Lucy Hole. I was like,
oh, yeah, that's the kind of movies I watch. It's so straightforward, based on a romantic novel. Like enemies to lovers, they hate each other.
Oh, they're business people that don't get along.
Yeah, and like she's the assistant to like a publisher, and he's an assistant to a publisher, and then the companies merge, and now they have to work together.
Oh,
they
man.
hate each other, but it turns out they love each other. But it was quippy and quick and a romantic comedy, and they're both wildly attractive, which is helpful. Although the guy is kind of generic looking to me. Like, if you put him in a lineup with other white dudes, I'd be like, who?
Yeah, just brown hair. Yeah, it's
tall.
One of those people. Who's the guy? What's his name?
I don't know.
Austin Stowell.
Austin Stowell.
It's gonna be like that. Who's that guy that was in? That one guy that was in that Netflix movie about the hitman, or
Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell, is that who it is? Another one of those, like, every few years there's a new crop of like pretty decently looking generic white dudes.
Glenn Powell
that people talk about. They're like, oh, have you seen that new Austin Stowell movie? And I'm like, I don't even know who the fuck Austin Stowell is.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, he's good in this, and he's charming, and it's like, oh, I could see why somebody would like fall in love with him and blah blah blah. But like at the same time, 100%, Glenn Powell. Like, just another just dude in suit the whole time. And it's just like, but it was good, interesting. It felt like, because it was based on a novel, it felt like the novel was definitely more sex-based novel than romance novel. Yeah. Because they talk about having sex a lot, but they don't have a lot of sex in the movie. And I'm like, show me the chapters. Show me the chapters that this shit is happening in, because they're very like, it's constant denial of sex the whole time.
Wow.
But it's cute and it's fun, and I was like, it'd been a long time since I've seen a romantic comedy that was just like enjoyable and didn't make anybody look like a fool or
just
didn't
buy the numbers.
Yeah, I mean, you know exactly what's going to happen the entire time.
Sure.
But like, pretty sure in the 90s when I was watching romantic comedies, I wasn't wildly shocked by the outcomes of any of those either. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
It feels like over the last few years that they've really swerved the romantic comedy into it. Like, it used to be that you had all these generic ones, and then you had like a Gross Point Blank that would come in the middle that was doing something wildly different. And it feels like they swung in that direction where it was like, now they all have to be wildly different, and there isn't just like...
Well, yeah, because if they get too generic, they've become like, oh, those are Hallmark movies.
Right.
Just watch it on Hallmark Channel. That's where they all go. But it was nice to just be able to sit down and enjoy it, and it's like super short.
Yeah.
And like it gets to the point, like they kiss in the first 10 minutes. I was like, yeah. And then none sex, but talk about sex. And then, yeah.
I don't know. I have heard that the young people, they don't like the sex in their movies anymore.
You prudes.
I don't get it, but like, hey, that's just me. Well, let's see. I have no segue, so let's get into...
Speaking of hating.
Speaking of the hating game... Okay. All right.
I'm starting to hate games. How about that?
All right. You know, before we get into this, Amanda, I just want to say that I'm tired, boss. Like, I remember a time when you could just, have a favorite band, movie, video game, TV show, or just like person without it being a thing.
Yeah.
And now everything is a thing.
Yep.
And you're just minding your own business, looking to play Battlefield 6, and here comes the thing to be the thing that you have to talk about now.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I really just fucking hate it. Like, I hate it so much. Anyway, okay, so what am I talking about? Do you live under a rock? Do you not know? EA, Electronic Arts, was purchased last week for $55 billion with a B, the second largest video game acquisition of all time, right after the 69 nice purchase of Activision by Microsoft.
Woo!
Yeah, these guys couldn't even get a fucking meme number together. That's how
unfunny this is.
This was done by 3 different people. Silver Lake, which is a private equity fund, and then Affinity Partners, which is Jared Kushner's investment group.
Yeah.
And then the Saudi Public Investment Fund, which, let's be clear, this is not the first time that the Saudi Investment Fund has purchased video game. They had 10% stock in EA before this even started. They've got stock in Nintendo. They've got stock in Take-Two. They've got stock in Capcom. They've got a huge chunk of a couple of Chinese game markets.
Yeah.
They have a chunk of Embracer. They were actually the group that was supposed to be giving the next $2 billion to Lars Windjafar when Embracer was gobbling up small game businesses, and then it stopped. And then that was when they fucking skirked on the brakes and started firing people left, right, and center. So anyway, this is my, if they just said that this was that Silver Lake place, I'd be like, I don't know who they are. They're probably not great, but I don't know who they are. It's just another day, another big company buying another big company. It's really the Saudi Investment Fund that, I don't know. I have a lot of feelings about this. Okay, there is one other thing though. Of this $55 billion, $22 billion of it is leveraged debt, which basically means that it's a really weird thing. I don't know how this works, but that debt is now on EA's books. So part of the sale was basically they put in some of their own money, and then they went to a bank, and then the bank gave them $22 billion off of the back of EA. And so when they purchased EA, that $22 billion debt is now on EA's books. So unless...
See, this is the kind of business that only happens with rich fucking people, because I don't think that would work for...
Well, it's funny. Before we move on, I was actually listening. This makes me seem smarter than I am, so I want to be very clear.
Don't worry. That's not going to happen here.
I was listening to the Triple Click podcast. Jason Schreier was talking about this stuff. He knows more about it than I do. And he mentioned something that I went and looked up. It turns out that probably the reason that Joanne Fabrics went out of business was that in 2004 or something, a private group bought them for $1.6 billion and then also did a leverage debt thing against them right after they had come out of a timeline of like reducing a debt from acquisition in the 90s. They finally got it off the books, and then they got slapped with new debt. So what does this mean? Let's start with financial, right?
Sure.
$22 billion means there's probably going to be a shitload of layoffs coming. Cancel projects, layoffs. We've seen this happen before. There will honestly be a lot of bloodletting for just cost cutting. In fact, there's been some interviews already where, and this is the one that really just fucking turns my screws, that they want to use AI to make things more efficient, and that means like firing people and replacing them with a ChatGPT prompt, which is just
stupid
shit.
It's so shitty because that means that they're going to be like inputting the previous work that other people did to use for their AI, which means it's just shitty.
It's bad. Yes. So in the next few years,
don't buy EA.
It'll probably
the audacity to have arts in the name.
Right. Well, but okay. So the other thing about EA is that when you look at EA, at first I couldn't figure out why this was happening, especially with the Saudi fund, right?
Yeah.
Like why EA? Like EA is a grandpa. It's like this old curmudgeon of video game companies. Like they make three things. They make Madden, they make EAFC, the FIFA, their new FIFA thing. They make like Apex Legends and Battlefield.
They made The Sims.
And The Sims.
How fucking...
And The Sims. And they own BioWare. But I'm pretty sure that there was a report last year that said like 70% of their profit was just microtransactions. It wasn't game sales. It was just people buying shit in Madden, in EAFC,
that
in Apex Legends.
Sense based on those games, actually.
And then it started to make more sense because I always think of Electronic Arts and I kind of write them off in my head because I don't play The Sims and I don't play sports games and it's like, and I don't play fucking Battle Royale games and it's like, that's what they do. It's like thinking about Activision when you don't play Call of Duty and you're like, well, what else the fuck do they have? Like, but the sports angle, that's what makes sense for the Saudi investment fund because they do a lot of this like what's called sports washing. They own a piece of SNK and they put Cristiano Ronaldo, the soccer player, in the last King of Fighters game. Just like they shoved him in there. Also some like DJ, but that dude turned out to be like a crazy fighting game character to play. And I was like, oh no, this is great. Like when Michael and I tried playing him, I was like, what are these moves? This guy's a fucking weirdo.
Well, if it works, it works.
So
I mean, it's the same people that are trying to. Well, they purchased WrestleMania. Kind of purchased. They made a bid.
Big investments.
In WrestleMania. But the running theory within the wrestling fandom is that they're going to try to
just purchase it outright.
By WWE, but so they outbid in wrestling. The WrestleMania was supposed to be in New Orleans, like done deal, already announced, and Saudi said, "What if we paid you a lot more money?" And they said, "Oh, okay," and just pulled out of New Orleans, which is a dick move. In the wrestling business, we call that a dick move. And so it's been like a known thing. Also, it's like not great for the women to wrestle there. And they have had issues where they've gone and like been trapped on a plane for a long time and not allowed to come back for a minute and stuff. It's not the best scenario, but TKO loves making fucking money. So
that's the other part of it, right? Is I think the big question that a lot of people are probably going to have is like, there's probably not going to be any changes to the soccer game, the football game. Like even Battlefield 6 is just a game. But actually, you know what? Let me back up here. I was about to make an assertion and I shouldn't because I don't know what's going to happen here. Like, I don't know. The Saudi Investment Fund was created as a private equity wealth fund in order for Saudi Arabia to diversify their interest for the day when the oil runs out. Take the oil money now, invest in other places, and then, like, when it runs out or if it goes down or if there's ever a crisis, your whole country isn't just leaning on oil exports like Venezuela, right? So they've been putting money into a lot of different things in order to basically try to diversify their portfolio. So the question that I have, right, is so you bought EA. There's like the football stuff whatever. You know, you want Cristiano Ronaldo to be on the cover of the next EAFC game. Sure.
Yeah.
All that stuff is fine. But then you come to the other side and you say, will this fund then be like, I was trying to think of a more clever way to say this, but I'm just going to say what I think. Take that gay shit out of Mass Effect, right? Like, we don't like gay people. You take that gay shit out of Mass Effect. You take it out of The Sims. You can't girls can't kiss girls in The Sims anymore. We don't like that. You know, like, are they going to try to put their thumb on the scale of what EA produces in a narrative way, or is this just like, well, we bought this company because it's profitable, we didn't buy it to then go in and micromanage, outside of the huge amounts of cuts in AI and bullshit. Like, it's probably everything that comes out of EA is just going to get worse over the next 5 years. Like, so,
which is really on track for EA if you think about it.
Yes. But like, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I don't know if they have more of a deft touch of like I'm not a big fan of the things that happen, the general stance of Saudi Arabia when it comes to, you know, LGBTQ people. I don't like the Jamal Khashoggi stuff. Like, that, it's not my favorite. But the question is really like, is this going to change what the game is like? I think there's already been some chatter that they want to like cut BioWare loose, sell it off, and just be like, because that company, and the last game they had that was like considered really successful was Dragon Age Inquisition in like 2014, 2016. Like, it's been a while since they've had anything that wasn't like a remaster. Anyway, I'm sorry. I feel like I've been talking for a long time. Have you?
Just me. Cut to me looking horrified.
I don't know. It's hard though, right? Like, wasn't it like last week there was a whole thing about there was like a comedy festival there, and you know, it was one of these things where if somebody comes to you with like a huge fuck off check, like 8 times what you normally make, and you're like, I could bend my fucking morals for that number of zeros.
Some of us would. Some of us wouldn't.
Yes. Anyway, I don't know.
I don't know. I understand. I don't know. I have this kind of weird thought of like, it kind of feels like all these big video game companies are it like, it didn't matter who the owner was. Like, just cut a bunch of employees, fire a bunch of employees, and do AI. I feel like we've heard it from people that weren't just the new purchasers of EA. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's like everything we're hearing is kind of where all the big stuff's going. I hope, if anything, it creates a boom in indie stuff of like all these people that aren't going to have jobs just starting their own companies, because I don't really have any qualms about not purchasing anything from EA. You know what? I haven't played Sims in forever. I just know I saw on the way I found out about this, the purchasing of EA was somebody saying, I know I have to worry about my family, but now I have to worry about my Sims family. And I was like, what the fuck does that even mean?
I don't know. It's very strange. And
it feels like it's happening all over the place. Like, not even just video games, but like just in general, just like giant corporations buying other giant corporations, or like billionaires spending billions of dollars buying things and putting them together, and then like splitting it apart and selling half of it. And it just doesn't, I don't know if like I've all of a sudden gained consciousness of what corporations are doing, and they've been doing this sort of thing all the time, or if it just feels like it's in the news a lot. I mean, from the news that I've been reading since I started reading news for this show, I feel like we weren't seeing this happen. Like, we weren't seeing other companies gobbling up indies. Well, the indie space, I mean, that's only happened in the last like 15 to 20 years. Like, there would be no Balatros or anything like that. It used to be the EA was the one putting out little rinky-dink, budget titles for you to buy. So I don't know. I swear to God, if Devolver gets purchased out by some other company, I'm going to be real mad about my Volvi tattoo.
The thing that makes me thing that makes me really angry about this, and this is such a stupid thing. It's like, motherfuckers, could you not have waited like a week and a half? Could you not have waited 10 days until after the launch of Battlefield 6 to do this? So that, I mean, but
because they don't care.
But also, like, I don't know if I'm supposed to feel morally responsible for this. I don't even know what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
Like, the sale isn't even going to be done until, I think they said 2027.
Yeah.
Like the Q1 of 2027. And like, this whole thing still has to go through. I mean, granted, it'll probably be rubber stamped, but there's always the, you have to go through like investigations and these
there's
have
like
to be
a
approved.
whole fucking thing about,
So I don't know. Like, a lot of people, I think, I don't know. I just don't know what to do with this information. I'd be really interested to hear what people think down in the comments, because I never thought EA was an ethical company to begin with.
Yeah.
Like,
oh no, my like moral, the line of morality has been shifted with EA.
Right. Like, yeah.
Has it though?
I don't know. I don't know. But I kind of wish they would just quit this shit.
Yeah. Can you guys do this secretly so I don't have to know about it?
Yeah. People all over the internet are definitely not happy about this.
Name
that's unexpected.
Two things that people on the internet are happy about.
That's a good point. So yeah, there's that. I'm sorry to say I've got a whole bunch of things, but I think we've already kind of gone over most of this.
Look at that. We lightning rounded you guys and you didn't even know it.
Android Wilson was out there talking about how excited he is and about how proud he is of all the people that have done all the work. How
proud he is of the other people doing all the work.
Yep. So yeah, I don't know. There's kind of, at this point, it is unclear what's going to happen next, and I think we're just going to have to wait and see.
Like the way if you're in the middle of the ocean, you just kind of got to wait and see if sharks are there.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Let's see. From there, that wasn't the worst, or that wasn't the only bad news that we had this week.
Yeah.
We also got the news that Microsoft is jacking up the price of Game Pass Ultimate by 50%.
Yeah.
It's going from $19.99 to $29.99 a month for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. They did this in conjunction with some beefing up because they didn't raise the price of the lower tiers. They renamed them and they added more stuff to them, and they keep doing this thing that I hate in the video game industry where they're like, well, now Game Pass, like the second tier Game Pass Essentials, is able to stream more games over xCloud streaming. And I'm like,
neat.
Nobody wants that. Like, nobody is using that thing. I mean, that's
kind of the point, though. It's a nothing gift, but it makes you feel like you got something. Or like it gives them a line in but you're also getting, and then they feel like we're dumb.
But I'm an adult, and I see what's happening.
Grown up. Yeah.
They also added like 70 games to Game Pass when they announced this. It's like a huge chunk of like most of the Assassin's Creed games got put on Game Pass. Hogwarts Legacy is on Game Pass.
Oh,
they put a bunch of other stuff on Game Pass.
John was looking at Game Pass and it was like more games than I was expecting.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I'm not going to play that. It was all Hogwarts Legacy, like special edition.
Well, this comes after last week they announced that they were raising the price of all their consoles. And I don't know. I know the price of everything is going up, right? I know that everything is more expensive than it used to be. Video games have held out probably longer because they're like digital service goods and consumer electronics and things like that.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know where Microsoft gets off on being like, we need you to pay like 25% more for all of our crappy shit you don't turn on. Like,
I don't know how, but it's Nintendo's fault because they made $80 games.
True. I mean, you know, they were the first one to do it.
Well, yeah,
like,
it was
everybody...
just like I'm saying it kind of jokingly, but like it's once you see you give an inch, and
right.
I give them the benefit of the doubt with that, and I was proven wrong almost instantly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yep. So also you get like Fortnite Crew, which is like a subscription thing that gives you V-Bucks every month, and like I don't know, bunch of Ubisoft stuff. EA Play.
Xbox, I was on your side.
Yeah.
Like Microsoft, I chose you in the console war. Like I chose Nintendo, but like I chose between the PlayStation and the Xbox.
Yeah.
I was always an Xbox girl. And I feel like there's no right answer anymore.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like,
I mean, there's part of me that goes, if like just from a raw math perspective, right? If Microsoft has 6 games a year that you would play on Game Pass, that is Game Pass paying for itself.
Yeah.
Right? Like the Outer Worlds 2 comes out at the end of the month. It'll be a $70 video game. My $30 Game Pass subscription will get me access to that game. So that's a bit of a deal, right? $20 a month was a great deal. $30 a month is a much worse deal. I think that it's just...
I can't believe they couldn't just like 25. Also, in the same calendar year, they've raised the price twice. You guys couldn't wait until 2026.
They raised the price of the Xbox twice this year.
Yeah.
Like,
that's nuts.
Yeah.
Like, holy fuck.
That Xbox that I paid, what was it, like $400 for, is $650 American right now. They just, regular Xbox Series X is $650. And I'm like, bitch, where do you get off? That's what I keep saying is like, who's going to fucking spend premium video card money for a fucking base Xbox?
And
like,
I don't know if I'm getting proven wrong every time, but I feel like nobody can afford that. So like nobody's going to purchase it.
Yep.
And so, but they don't care. Like you know what I mean? Like there's not like a graph telling them that this is a bad decision. I feel like there's some math you can look at and be like, people aren't willing to spend money on that. People aren't willing, and they just, I don't understand.
The,
like I feel like there's a bubble that's going to burst.
Maybe. Like over the past few years, as I understand it, by God is my witness, I am not an economist and I don't know anything about this stuff, but like there was a trend that happened where companies found that if they raised the price of an existing product, normally you would expect, like, you have to be careful, right? Because there's like, if you do, have you ever seen the supply and demand thing? And then it's like there's a sweet spot right in the middle where you're like, that's where you want to be. But what they found was that if they raised the cost of certain things, that like there was no alternative, so people just paid it, and the people that wouldn't get it were completely offset by people paying more for it. So you lose 20% of your customers, but you make 40% more than you've made a profit. The problem is that like that
but they're
process
abusing
keeps
it
happening, and you were getting to a point where it's like, I'm going to play Fortnite on my PS4 because it's fun.
Yeah. I mean, all it's going to take is one console to be like, you know what we're not going to do? And in fact, we're going to do something that benefits the consumer, and then everyone's going to switch.
Maybe.
Like they might accidentally make themselves, well, they've already made themselves the villains, but they might like accidentally turn themselves into the like opposition to their customers instead of, you know.
There's a case to be made that says if you had cut Game Pass Ultimate to $15 and made the Xbox Series X $300, that you might actually gain a lot more traction in the industry, because like, but the problem is,
I feel like they're gonna try to squeeze us dry as long as possible until somebody finally like blinks. Like all of the consoles are doing it. All of are doing it in their own way, and we're just waiting for one of them to blink, and it's just like, or eventually,
or the entire economy collapses, and people are like, I'm not going to buy an Xbox, I'm trying to buy food over here.
I mean, in a like weirder version, Austin, like kind of same idea but different. The Austin tattoo scene, when I moved here, was so booming that it was wildly expensive to get a tattoo here. There were so many artists all over the place, and so like it's just like very dense in tattoo artists that they started pricing themselves out of a job. And now, because it was like $500 an hour, and I have a 2-hour minimum. It's like, I don't have a grand. Like, what the fuck? No.
This is for a full back Mona Lisa.
And it's never that. It's always, you know. But now, and I've lived here for 14 years, so they've done it for quite a while. Now, like, every weekend somebody has hey, come down for like a $20 tattoo, come down for a $40 tattoo. We're doing like a 24-hour as many tattoos as we can possibly do because I gotta make rent like thing. And they're doing it all the time. I'm like in the running for a free tattoo from an artist because nobody's getting large pieces anymore.
Oh, okay.
Because they like, and it's I just feel like I'm watching it in a larger scale of like, no, but we'll just keep charging you, we'll just keep charging more, we'll just do like everybody wants, we'll just keep charging more. Eventually people are like, this is a luxury. Like we could just not get it. Like a lot of us want it, but we'll just stop.
Yeah. Also, it's not a good time, like to zoom out to the macro, it's not a good time to be doing this shit right now.
Yeah.
Because like Xbox doesn't have shit lined up. Like, is there a new Halo? No. We haven't heard anything about that Gears of War game.
Yeah.
Like, there is a new Forza Horizon, I guess, coming, but a lot of this stuff, like, old Silk Song, but that's on PC, everything, right? Yeah. So, and then also, the best games of the year last year were like Balatro and fucking Astrobot.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need... nothing out here needs to be running an Unreal Engine 5 with all the bells and whistles turned on in order to win Game of the Year. It could be a fucking PSX throwback like mouthwashing, and everybody will talk about it for the next 6 months. So the idea that you need to be buying this like state-of-the-art thing in order to play state-of-the-art games, and it's just a bad value proposition all around. So
I can't tell because I'm not seeing like the profit margins, so I'm not looking at all the little details of it, but like to me it's just like, well, these are all horrible decisions, why are you guys making these dumb decisions? But like maybe on their end they're like, well, actually the profit's going up or whatever.
It's also worth noting, I've been saying this for a long time, but like you go out in the world and like Xbox has no footprint in all of Europe or Asia. Europe and Asia are both Nintendo and Sony. Xbox cannot get a foothold there, has never been able to, has tried multiple times. Xbox is America, is basically who likes Xbox. And in America, as near as I could tell, the Xbox audience has felt like used and abused because last week there was a Sony State of Play where they announced Microsoft Flight Simulator was coming out for the PS5 this year. It's just
Jesus
like,
Christ.
Guys, come the hell on. Like, oh shit, all right. Like, I'm not actually in favor of console exclusivity. I think Ghost of Yotai should be on the Xbox.
Yeah.
I want everybody to be able to play video games. I think that's cool. But by the same token, like, if you're the only one doing it, like you could play Nintendo games on Nintendo systems and Sony games on Sony systems and Xbox games on any system. And it's like, well, why would I buy that then? Speaking of which, we also got the news that the Asus Xbox Ally, which is basically like this beefed up Steam Deck that's able to play Xbox games, got a price tag. It is $1,000.
Ah, no, thank you.
Yes.
How much was the Steam Deck? $799?
I think they start even cheaper than that. Let's just go look right now.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because there have been a few, like ever since the Steam Deck was a thing.
I've wanted a Steam Deck since they announced it, but I'm...
here's the 256 gig LCD model is on sale till October 6th.
Oh my God! I don't have any money!
$319 for the 256 gig
That's not bad at all.
LCD. That's cheaper than a Switch.
Goddamn.
The OLEDs are $550 and $650.
Patreon.com/horse.
Yeah, so... Yes.
Yeah.
That's
no, I'll just get a Steam Deck. I'll buy 3 Steam Decks.
There's been this weird thing where they're like, okay, so the Steam Deck was a huge hit the year it came out.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, well, I guess people would really enjoy a handheld gaming platform, even though the Switch had been around for a long time. And it was like only...
I keep fucking saying it.
Yeah. So everybody jumped on it, but then the only way to make things work better, because PCs are such powerhouses, were to keep shoving more and more silicon into these things. There's like the Lenovo has one of these things that's like $1,200.
Wow.
And I'm like, I mean, if it runs really nicely, that's great, but the screen is only this big.
Yeah.
Like I've got like a 50-inch television, and when it runs at 4K on that TV, it looks great. But like, there's only so much performance.
Yeah, on
this,
your little
like,
tiny screen.
dinky little screen.
Yeah.
Like if I want to play, Silent Hill F, I'm going to play it on the fucking TV. And if I want to play Balatro, I will play that on the Switch, right? Like, so I don't understand who this market is for.
I don't know.
Especially, I don't know. But that hasn't actually, the funniest thing is that hasn't stopped scalpers. The scalpers have already done the pre-orders, and they're already listing them on eBay for like $2,500 and $1,600 and $1,500.
Fucking thank you.
And just like we were talking about, I keep looking at this stuff going, who the fuck has money for this?
Yeah,
like, I don't know. Maybe everybody else.
I don't even have money for the $319 Steam Deck. What the fuck am I going to get $2,500 for the fucking...
That's like 5 Steam Decks.
Yeah.
That's like 12 Steam Decks.
Me and my whole family are going to get Steam Decks now.
Yes, you could buy...
Merry Christmas. Everyone gets a Steam Deck.
You could buy... What's the math on that? You could buy like, what... 6 Steam Decks.
Fuck.
Or 1 Xbox.
I'm going to make a house out of Steam Decks.
Or just Switches. To be honest, the Switch 2 is $450. Like, that thing runs well. It's got video games from a reputable company. You're going to get some Mario shit on there. Like, boom, good to go.
Danky King.
Yep. It does have one thing, though, that's kind of interesting. I don't know. I've been watching the story for a little while. So there's a thing that happens when you play PC games nowadays, where you load up the PC game, and then before you can start the PC game, it says compiling shaders. And there's like a thing that, like a little number that goes up, right?
Okay, yeah.
And so you have to sit there from between like, sometimes it's a minute, sometimes it's like 8 minutes, while the game basically pre-renders a bunch of different shaders for the game that you're about to play on your system. Like it runs it through your video card, writes it all to disk. Once it's done, usually you don't have to do it a second time unless you make like a big adjustment to your settings. Like sometimes if you do that, you'll have to precompile again.
Yeah.
And it's only something that started happening with this generation of games. Like it's never been a thing before. It wasn't like when you loaded up a PC game, I don't know, 5 years ago that you had to wait for 8 minutes before you could play it. You just hit the play button and go.
Yeah. Maybe not with your computers.
Yeah. and then there's stuff like I was playing Hades 2. You just install Hades 2, you launch Hades 2, you play Hades 2. No problem.
Just grab and go, baby.
Yeah. So what's interesting is that Microsoft is actually doing like a kind of a strange update to it's called their Agility Software Development Kit, and it's part of like DirectX, and it's going to be supporting in its next update this thing called Advanced Shader Delivery. This is just, I don't know. I keep shaking my head in this podcast. I keep being like, this is so stupid.
They can't see you.
Okay, so do you know what this does?
No.
The developer just pre-compiles the shaders before they ship the game, and then when you download the game, you download the shaders, so you don't have to do it on your computer. There's nothing about this process that has to happen specifically on your computer. It just is a step that isn't done ahead of time. It's like you've got to do this part before you can play the video game.
So is there a benefit? Is like the benefit just like if easier for them, harder on us?
It probably means it's a little bit smaller. It's a little bit smaller download, but then it probably writes those shaders before it launches, so it has to have a certain amount of disk cache in order to
They're like, look, the download took no time at all, and then you launch it, and then you got to wait another 8 minutes before
now your computer has to draw this game.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, what an incredibly regular thing to do that probably should have been done like 2 years ago. The funny thing, though, is that this feature will be rolling out first on that $1,000 Xbox ROG LIX that I talked about, and not on the Windows 11 machines that millions and millions of us are all running our video games on. Yeah. So thanks, Microsoft.
You're going to pay $1,000, and then you're going to wait an extra 8 minutes before you get to play the game.
Yep. That sucks. And you know, with that, I think we are going to go ahead and take a break because we're just about to jump into a bunch more news stories.
We're not on a break. We're pre-rendering.
That's right. We're going to pre-compile some news, and we'll be back in just a minute for more podcast.
Yay. Here we are.
And when we left, we were talking about Microsoft. We also got a big Call of Duty thing last week. Speaking of Microsoft.
Fuck yeah.
Call of Duty Next Showcase.
What in the fucking Mission Impossible am I looking at right now?
This is the Call of Duty Next Showcase. Everybody's got a ring light. All of the walls are LCDs.
Yeah.
People are going to talk. This thing is 3.5 hours long, and I didn't watch any of it.
Do you remember the Apple commercial with the lady in the sledgehammer in the 80s where she like runs past all these like giant screens and she throws the sledgehammer?
Yep.
Is this not just a modern equivalent of that?
Maybe.
Do you know what I mean? Like, do you see what I see?
Yep. No, I gotcha. Bunch of people just slack-jawed, like playing Battle Royale.
Staring at a screen.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm just going to go over this a little bit, like, pretty quick, because this was just a lot of, like, first off, I'm not qualified to talk about Call of Duty, but
you've never been called to duty at all.
Like, this whole thing was, I can't think of a worse punishment than being forced to watch people talk in depth about the next Black Ops game for 3 hours straight.
Yeah.
So here's a few things. They sped up the movement a little bit.
I was gonna say either I'm really bad at these, which I am.
Yep.
But I did play a lot of Black Ops 2 as a youth, and this is really fast.
Yes. So they've sped up the movement a little bit. They had a thing last year called omnidirectional movement, which I believe lets you also like kind of sprint left and right.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can also sprint backwards, which seems like a really weird thing to me.
Yeah.
I just want to see somebody just like...
Can you imagine the other side of that? If you're getting shot and somebody's moonwalking away from you at an incredible speed.
They also have like a wall pogo that's, I think, not quite like a parkour, but that you can like kind of jump and bounce off walls to get a little bit of like height. I cannot wait to see when people figure out that if you hit duck and jump and wall run at the same time that you end up just like flying off the map.
That's gonna happen.
Outside of that, I mean, it's pretty standard. It looks like what did they say? I've got a like kind of a rundown here. 18 maps. Most of the maps are going to be 6v6. 13 of the maps are brand new. There's a few that are remakes. You can overclock your equipment a little bit, like that lets you. I don't know what that means. I don't know how you're going to overclock like reses or gunships or things like that.
Yeah.
This is kind of interesting. Apparently, when you put together a build, it'll just give you a code at the bottom, which is like a share code that you can put online for other people to use. They got a new season. Nuketown's coming back, and it looks like Fallout.
Fuck yeah. Nuketown's great. That was my favorite map.
And that was kind of... there was a lot... There was more to that, but that's like the bullet points.
Yeah.
So, yeah, go check it out if you're into Call of Duty.
Yeah, that is a full map that they're on right in the... this clip that we're watching.
I don't know. It's like, it's really weird to me because I feel like I keep looking at this new Call of Duty at Black Ops 7. I guess it's Black Ops 7. And I'm like, I feel like nobody wants this. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just in the wrong parts of the internet, but it's like, I thought everybody kind of hated the near future Call of Duty, but then they also hated the World War II Call of Duty, and they last like 3 in a row.
Are you telling me the Call of Duty community is not happy?
The last 3 in a row, I believe, have just been Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare plus Modern Warfare.
I mean, I know it's future-ish, but like it does seem not super far distant future.
Yeah.
So, maybe it's just like the right amount. You go too far in and everybody's like fucking rocket shipping everywhere, and you go too far back and it's World War II and you don't have fun guns.
Yeah. I don't know. I like the spaceship one with Jon Snow. Anyway, Moving on, Battlefield also put out their kind of roadmap for what they were going to be doing before the end of the year.
Yeah.
Which is pretty decent. So the Season 1 preview of Battlefield 6, there's going to be a new map in October. It's going to be a new map in November. And then in December, they're going to winter up the New York map. So it's going to be all like icy and
They're
snowy
like,
and
for
shit.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Murder in the snow.
There's also going to be a few like limited time like game modes where they're going to put out but they're all very small. Like one of them is like a 4v4 mode, and it's like a round-based 4v4 mode, and then there's like another 6v6 mode, and then they've got new guns and gadgets and stuff that are going to come out. So it looks like a pretty fair amount.
Decent.
The more fun part though was Battlefield put out a launch live-action trailer that was a very specific jab directly at Call of Duty because it started out with Zac Efron and a bunch of other actors like walking down the road like all kitted out with funky guns, and then just like a missile comes in and obliterates all of them, and a bunch of dudes that just look like soldiers come out. They're like, who was that? They were like, doesn't matter, and then they just run out in the streets and start shooting people.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, even though I don't think that Call of Duty has done one of those silly promo videos
in a while
for like the last couple of years. Yeah, I don't know. And then it's
wow.
How
much did they pay Zac Efron to just explode him in the first second of this trailer?
I don't know, man. How much is a cameo from Zac Efron?
That's
like
a good question.
The literal phone.
Yeah,
like
the app cameo.
Yeah, you could probably get Zac Efron pretty cheap. And be like,
we should start doing RageSelect cameos and just pay people to talk about RageSelect.
Wait, pay. I thought you meant we should charge.
No. I mean, I want to pay Corey Feldman to talk about how much he loves RageSelect.
How much are cameos?
I think it depends on the celebrity.
Oh, okay, all
you
right.
get like a professional wrestler's cameo for like $50, depending on the wrestler.
Nice.
Depending on how popular they were in the 80s.
I'm gonna make them do it, and then we're gonna make commercials, and then I'm gonna pay to put those commercials on YouTube before you can watch your video, and you will hate RageSelect. Anyway, it was a pretty decent live action. There's a bunch of military guys blowing stuff up. So
it was just nice to see Zac Efron just eat it.
Yep.
I don't know who the other guys were though.
I have no idea.
They like said their names, and I'm like, don't recognize them. All right, next person, don't recognize him.
Yep.
All right, well.
Let's see. Speaking of online multiplayer action, Halo is finally going to talk about what they've been doing, the Halo team. Last year around October, there's like a what was it at the Halo WC, some kind of like Halo Waypoint event, some kind of event, though it's a World Championship. Okay, so World Championship esports Halo event. They showed off like a bunch of test footage that they were doing where they were trying to put Halo into Unreal Engine 5. Previously, they were working on their own custom engine. There's been questions about whether the difficulties that they've been having with Halo have been based on the fact that this is an old, finicky-ass game engine that, like, you have to really know in order to be able to do anything with. So they showed a few things, and then they've just been completely radio silent for an entire year. I find it fascinating that Halo isn't a thing.
Yeah.
Even though, like,
because it was the thing for a hot minute.
Yeah. It's kind of like, how did Microsoft let both Halo and Gears of War just peter out? Like,
yeah.
They
were too busy trying to figure out how they could charge us more money for things. They're like, oh, right, video games. Totally forgot about that part.
Yeah. They were too busy closing down all the studios that they bought, canceled projects that I wanted to
you
monsters! But yeah, I don't know. At least we'll finally see something new from Halo.
Yeah,
it'd be nice if it was back because it's been gone for a little while. So, also the Microsoft news. They finally did what I've been asking for.
What did you ask for?
So Fallout 76 is going to have a new area in Ohio that is opening up because it's on like Appalachia or whatever. That area is going to look a lot like kind of the original Fallout in like New Vegas, where it's kind of like a dusty wasteland kind of place as opposed to forest and stuff. But the big thing is that they're putting Walton Goggins's Ghoul character from the TV show is going to be there giving out like these bounty missions.
Did they get him to do the voice and everything?
Yes, they did.
Sometimes they don't. It's like a Walton Goggins alike.
Yeah. It's just such a shame that it's Fallout 76.
I know.
That show got me so excited to play some Fallout, and then I looked around. I actually reinstalled Fallout 3 and started playing it.
But didn't a lot of people? Wasn't that like a huge thing?
Yep. All of the Fallouts got a huge boost, but like Microsoft didn't capitalize on it at all. Like,
what is wrong with you?
Yeah. Like
Microsoft. I'm going to write him a strongly worded letter.
They added...
Maybe I can get through.
I think after 3 months, I think they added like Ghoul as a class for Fallout 76. And it's just like, yo, dog, nobody wants to play Fallout 76. Like,
I've never seen people shoot themselves in the foot with their own success as often as Microsoft, I think.
You know how much money they could have made if they'd just been like, well, we're making a Fallout TV show. You know what we should do is like...
make a game.
Well... You know what we'll put out right around the time that Fallout TV show comes out? An Elder Scrolls Oblivion remaster. Yeah. It's like, put out that Fallout 3 remaster I've been hearing about. Whoever is working on it, push them to get it done and just get it out around the same time.
Yeah.
Charge $40 for it and you won't have to fucking raise the price of Game Pass.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
They would rather raise the price of Game Pass.
That's true. They would rather raise the price of Game Pass. That doesn't take a lot of work. That's just like, you just got to go in and change the number.
Yeah.
Like making video games, that's work.
So
like,
there's only one job that's safe at Microsoft, and it's the job of the guy that just puts the numbers
that runs the spreadsheet that feeds everything that says how much the things are. Yep. God, that's got to be, I mean, thinking of all the logistics and stuff that I have to do for RageSelect, it's got to be a nightmare when they change the price of something. Like, there's got to be a whole office full of people that are just like, okay, you call the West Coast retailers, you call the East Coast retailers, I'm going to get in touch with some of the online stores. We're going to spend the next 20 days telling everybody the price is changing.
You don't think it's just going to be an email?
No, I think that you've got to get in touch with, like, whoever... with whatever mental asylum holds the CEO of GameStop and like convince them that, like, you know, they're going to have to change signage. They're going to have to pull stuff down. It's all going to happen on this day.
I have to assume that the CEO of GameStop is like a Wilford Brimley in The Thing in a cabin with a noose behind him eating from a can of beans.
No, he's one of those finance.
I'm all better now.
He's one of those finance bros.
They're all finance bros.
It's the one that did the investment that was like the Chewy.com guy.
Oh my God.
And then he sold Chewy.com for a lot of money, and then he invested in GameStop when it was like a meme stock, and then like everybody followed him and people made money, and then they were like, you should put him in charge.
I would like to get off this ride now.
Yes, reality is truly a nightmare.
I'm having the worst time.
I kind of would maybe rather be in the wasteland of Fallout fighting ghouls and rad scorpions and giant-ass mosquitoes than having
I live in Texas. I'm already fighting giant-ass mosquitoes.
like giant-ass mosquitoes. But yes.
Finally, Ohio.
In December, you can now skibbity-riz your way to Ohio in Fallout 76 on consoles. Yeah. Apparently, though, they're putting it into beta like now for PC. So if you're on the beta branch, you can check it out now. At least they have something. At least they have something.
That's nice. A thing. Huzzah.
Let's see. Speaking of something, here's something.
Here's the thing.
Capcom has I told you before we started, this is a real like shit ass bummer of a week.
Yeah.
So Capcom back in, when was it? It was like 2000 some
saying numbers.
Time. Some year, oh God, where is it? I can't find it in this article. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. 2013. So in 2013, Capcom looked at the Street Fighter, like fighting the like Evo and championships.
Yeah.
And they were like, we should have an official one of these. So they have their official Capcom like Street Fighter fighting championships. They do, qualifiers all over the world. They have the end match, they stream it all live. Everybody watches it. They get really excited. People cheer, whatever. Capcom has announced that starting next year, you will be paying $40 to watch the finals of the Street Fighter Cup.
Wow. All 6 of the people that watch this are going to be really upset about paying for it. I'm just kidding. I'm certain it's a wild amount of people.
Yeah. Well...
So they're treating it like a pay-per-view.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then like 2 weeks later, it'll be more widely available on their like, YouTube channel or something like that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's not crazy not to be endorsing charging more money.
Sure.
Because I'm poor, but it kind of makes sense. I mean, they keep trying to treat esports like
real sports.
Yeah, which would imply you're going to pay for, the pay-per-view.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Also, the host is one of the guest hosts is going to be Kenny Omega from AEW. So
I think that, from my perspective, especially during the pandemic, but even for like 2 or 3 years before then, we have tried the esports thing, and they wanted to be like, it will be just as big as the NFL.
Yeah.
It is not. Like, it is a niche product.
Yeah.
And the idea of charging like 2/3 of a modern video game to watch a bunch of people play Street Fighter when you can watch Evo for free or a lot of other places for free.
Yeah, I think maybe the price point is too high. I'm not necessarily insulted by them wanting to charge for it, but I do think the price point is a bit much.
If they wanted to say $10, I'll give you $10.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like if I was like super into it, I would pay $10, maybe 15 if it's like a big deal or you're promising more than just.
Mm-hmm.
But 40, yeah.
I think, you know what? I think we're kind of... I mean, I don't think that I have anybody that I know that would be super good to talk about this, but like there are probably people that are very, very enthused and follow this stuff like crazy, and they watch it every day and they get really excited watching it live, being in the chat, and those people are like, fuck, now I've got to spend $40. Like, it's not even a question, right? Like if you wanted me to, you'd have to start charging like $100 in order for them to be like, no, but for $40, of course I'm going to spend $40.
Yeah.
And that kind of sucks because it means that like your most enthusiastic fans are the ones who are going to bear the brunt of this. You and I weren't going to watch it, let alone pay money for it.
Now that I know it's $40, I have to see what's happening.
Yeah. I mean, I will sometimes find out that Evo was going on and then like go watch some high level Mortal Kombat fights or like Street Fighter fights and go, I don't understand what's going on here.
Yeah. Like my thumbs don't do that when I hit the buttons.
Yes.
So like that's not going to happen.
Yep. So yeah, but that's starting next year. I don't know. Capcom kind of goes back and forth. Sometimes Capcom is good and sometimes they're crappy. But then, Nintendo had this whole thing with the Smash esports thing that was like, as long as you were doing it as a not-for-profit, like they would kind of leave you alone. But then like there was one organization that started charging for just like, well, we want to pay people to like help set up and break down and stuff. And they were like sued immediately, immediate suing. So,
of course.
Yep. Also, I don't want video games to be football or baseball or basketball. I don't watch that stuff. Like
it doesn't seem enjoyable to me that way.
Yeah.
But
I used to watch. I watched a little bit of Overwatch League, but that was when I was playing Overwatch.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Let's see. Speaking of Capcom, it's funny. There was an interview with them at the Tokyo Game Show last week where they were talking about like about kind of the design philosophy for the new Resident Evil game that's coming out next year, and how it was really interesting to hear their director talk about it, because he basically said that like there's like two branches of Resident Evil. You got Resident Evil 2, spooky Resident Evil. You got Resident Evil 4, which is like action Resident Evil. And so when they did Resident Evil 7, they kind of went back to the spookies with the house and all that. So I mean, game is like 30 minutes before you can even do anything. It's going to get thrown around. And then Resident Evil Village was a little bit more action, right? Because you had the big bosses and stuff to deal with. And that they're kind of going back to the spooky parts of it, but that they've spent so many years making Resident Evil games that nobody who works at Capcom knows whether anything is scary anymore.
That's
because
funny.
They've been in-depth detail doing horrific, scary, spooky monster stuff that all of them are just immune to spookiness. So they're like, we hope it's really scary.
I'm trying to make you a really scary game, but every time I try to scare myself, I realize that I'm now dead inside. Yes. So the part of me that would have been scared no longer exists.
Yeah. Yeah, what did it say? We've made so many of these that we can't tell anymore until someone else plays it.
Yeah.
There's actually a bit of worry internally before we showed the Resident Evil Requiem hands-off at SGF and the first hands-on at Gamescom. Was this actually scary? Because we don't know anymore. This is our bread and butter, what we make every day. Like, this is my job. You
That's very
cluck
funny.
into the horror minds and fucking design, like, horror monsters every day.
That's kind of amazing.
Yeah. They also talked about how, like, sometimes they'll go a little nuts. Like they said apparently on their internal discussions, they were like, what if Grace's leg got cut off in like the first act? And they were like, well, that would probably make it like hard to walk, and then you'd have to address that, and then it'd be like this whole thing with the leg. And this part is like, yeah, probably not. Probably don't do that.
Weird email chains.
Yeah. It reminds me a lot of that one story that came out like 3 years ago that was talking about how people working at NetherRealm were like disturbed at the fatalities they were having to build for Mortal Kombat. And I was like, I think I'm sympathetic a little bit, but also you went to go work at NetherRealm.
Yeah.
Like you had to kind of had to expect a little bit of that.
Pathetic.
Yeah.
Make it more gruesome.
Yep. Yeah. Silent Hill F.
Yeah.
Sold 1 million copies in less than a week.
Is that good? I can't tell what people consider successful anymore.
Yes, that is very good for Silent Hill, especially for a franchise that's been gone for a while.
Yeah.
Outside of the Silent Hill 2 remake. Yeah, that's actually incredibly good.
I mean, we had a good time with it.
Mm-hmm. That's all digital and physical copies across all the platforms in the first 4 days that it was out. That's big. That's, you know, it's $70 a pop. That's $70 million in 4 days. So
yeah, I have to spend so much time avoiding watching or seeing anything because I'm trying to stay fresh because we're gonna play it.
Yep.
And I couldn't tell if it was successful because I had to avoid everything.
Sure.
Because usually it'll be like everyone's playing this game and I just like see a clip of it and I'm like, and just like get away from it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems pretty good. Like, I don't know. There was a lot of there's a very big question before it came out of like, can you make a Silent Hill game that is not set in America?
Yeah.
And it looks like you can.
Yeah, it turns out Americans really don't want to spend a lot of time in America right now.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. So yeah, congratulations to the Silent Hill team.
Yeah, good job, guys.
Silent Hill's also kind of back because we knew that Bloober Team was going to be remaking the first Silent Hill after they got done with Chronos: The New Dawn, and they have now apparently gone into full production on a remake of the first Silent Hill.
Sweet.
Which is interesting because the first Silent Hill was a lot more rough than Silent Hill 2. Like there's kind of some infamous translation things that happened. It's also the one that's more about like there's a weird cult in the town. It's not about like...
Is that like the movie takes a little more from?
Yes, like the first movie. Yeah, that's more of
Are
that.
there more than one movies? Is there more than one movie?
There was there was a Sean Bean one was the first one, and then there was a sequel to that. I'm pretty sure.
I believe you. I just remember I sat through that first one. I definitely experienced the first movie.
Let's see. Was there sequels? Silent Hill Revelation, and then I believe Return to Silent Hill is the new one. So Silent Hill Revelation.
Jesus Christ.
This came out in 2012.
Jesus.
Wait, Canada, France. Is it just in Canada and France? What even is this poster? It looks like
a giant fucking sword.
Yeah. I don't
That looks like a bullshit slasher film.
Yeah. I think it probably is. I don't know. Let's see. What does this say? Reception. It made $55 million worldwide. Almost 56.
Well, it was a lawless time in 2012.
On review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, 8% of 60 critics review is positive.
Wow.
With an average rating of 3.2 out of 10.
Yikes.
That is why you've never heard of it. It's like that Resident Evil movie that came out like 3 years ago, and like nobody's remembered it. Nobody looked at or Until Dawn that came out like last year.
Yeah.
That's on numerous streaming services that I pay for.
It doesn't look like Until Dawn.
Yep. It doesn't look at all.
It looks like they made a different movie and then went, we have the license for Until Dawn. Let's put it on there.
Hell, I've heard good things about that Werewolves Within movie, and I still haven't watched that.
Nope.
Like, it's based on a Ubisoft VR game.
Sure.
What?
Why not?
So anyway, yeah. Not too long, we'll get to see Silent Hill 1 remade. I have been on a roll with Bloober Team recently. I really liked Chronos Nudon, and I liked the Silent Hill 2 remake. Played both of them all the way to the end. So
yeah,
if they put it out in the middle of the year when I don't have something else to play.
Yeah. If we get 3 good ones from them.
Yep.
That's a change.
Yep, that'll make up for a lot of the old ones. Turns out that what they really needed to do was put guns in the game.
Yeah.
So
turns out guns.
Speaking of stuff that you shouldn't have in your game, Hotel Barcelona came out last week to pretty bad scores across the board. I was actually going to play it for the dojo, and then I subbed it out for this Lego game that got way better scores.
Yeah.
And we had a really good time with it. However, there's been a little bit of a controversy because there's a part of the game that appears to be AI generated. They changed so on Steam you have to disclose AI usage. There's like a thing at the bottom where if you used AI, you have to basically say.
Yeah.
So
did they not?
They did. I don't think it was just known ahead of time. VHS tapes can be, so this is what their disclaimer was. VHS tapes can be found in late stages of the game that use voiceovers from an AI text-to-speech service, and a logo that is featured on these tapes has been utilized, that has utilized generative fill AI to complete the image, which is probably like, there was a half of it, and then they did a generative fill. You can do that stuff in Photoshop.
Like Photoshop, yeah.
This brought up something interesting because they came out and they basically said it was like a lot like what happened with that game, The Alters, where they were like, "Yeah, we are currently recording audio to replace what is in there, and we've got images for the image that's in there." I'm wondering if the same thing happened with The Alters, where somebody was like, throw AI, like instead of having like the robot computer voice that we all know, throw it through an AI so it sounds a little bit more naturalistic, put it in there as a placeholder, and we'll get back to it before we ship the game, and that it's actually so believable that they forgot, like that it wasn't like, every time you get to this part of the game it's like, in 1988, the new VHS copy of Splatterhouse came out.
Thanks for selecting me for this audio.
Right.
It's like, what?
Yeah. I'm wondering if that's what happens with some of these things where they are using AI as like a placeholder, and then it just doesn't get taken out before it ships.
I mean, how there's people in movies that like monitor the script to make sure everything falls within the correct continuity.
Yeah.
I forgot what they're called, but like they, the ones that are like, you drank from that cup, so it shouldn't be full, and you, like all of that stuff. They need somebody for their AI placeholders. Like, I made a list of every AI thing, and I went through and double checked before you launch.
Yeah. I don't know.
Look at me making jobs.
Amanda, we've been doing this podcast for like an hour and a half now. We're not making jobs. We're replacing jobs with AI.
Yeah.
If anything, they should have had an AI make a statement about the AI that was in their game.
We've been AI this whole time.
This isn't AI. No, people will believe that shit. I'm worried that somebody will listen and be like, "Oh my god."
Jeff stopped asking if we can record, and he just goes, "Hey, do you mind if I just like insert your AI into this episode?" And then we say yes or no, and then that's what it is.
Yep. You guys are part of the Screen Actors Guild. I took everything you said from dojos and I just made it Amanda.
Yeah, that's why I say fuck so often.
Yep. Let's see from there. This is a strange story. There was a Kickstarter for a game called Puff Pals Island Skies. This was like a little Animal Crossing style game that was being made.
I feel like you made me watch the trailer for this, or somebody else made me watch the trailer for this.
I think it was somebody else, because I think this is the first time I've heard about this.
Because I know about the name Puff Pals.
So, okay, there's a little bit of a weird saga here where it's like there was a game, and then there's also a person like on Etsy making like stuffed animals called Puff Pals. So the Kickstarter goal for this was $75,000. It made $2.6 million, but people think that some of that was because some of the higher tier backer rewards, as I understand it, were basically these plushies that somebody was making. So it's like a question of like, those tiers, some of that money was going to be going towards like making the physical objects and not
Right.
making the actual game.
Yeah.
And then also like anybody who knows anything about game development, you're not making a game for $75,000.
Yeah.
Like you're just not like. But this all happened in April of 2022, and then apparently they're just gone now. Like the website for the thing is shut down. No refunds were given over Kickstarter. Nobody can reach like the person who was in charge of this thing.
Yeah.
Because apparently it went through the standard Kickstarter life cycle of like no updates. And then like, hey guys, sorry, we've been working really hard on this.
Yeah.
We'll have something to show you real soon. Some like spotty GIFs of gameplay that looked a little janky.
Yeah, a little
hey,
sassy.
I thought I would show you this. You know, these are definitely the rough stages, but we're still working on it, yada, yada, yada. And then another one of just like, boy, we've really been having some problems recently. Please bear with us. And then just like, poof, gone.
Yeah.
So I was just surprised to know that people are still kickstarting things.
I don't know. I only kickstart if it's like from somebody that I trust and not just a random like thing.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Made out like a bandit with $2 million. Hell yeah.
I'm wondering whether this is like whether they plowed through all of the money. Also, a lot of people didn't get those Kickstarter rewards.
Yeah. I never trust. I'm sorry. If you're somebody that's kickstarting, never trust Kickstarter rewards. Nobody ever thinks about what it actually takes to send out physical items.
Yep.
And they never interact with their fucking, like if it's a poster or a book, they never interact with their fucking printer until they get the money. So they don't even know. And then things always go wrong. And it's like such a, to me, a waste of time. Every once in a while, John will back a Kickstarter and I'm always just like, all right, man, just throw your money at anything.
I mean, I feel like sometimes it's you. Like if it's $20 and you just chuck it in there and you're like, that money's gone.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get a game someday, but I'm not going to pay any attention to this. I'm not going to look at it ever again. Like if they send me a code one day, great.
Yeah.
And if not, I'm just going to forget about it and I'm not going to be mad about it, as opposed to like, well, I've been refreshing every day to see if there are any updates on this thing. And it's like, yikes.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good way to go.
I also at this point I stick with like low tier where I'm just like digital only unless it's like I absolutely have to have it or I'm like supporting a friend or something. It's always like digital only. Just email me the fucking link.
Yep.
Because I know you can do that because it gets real dicey after that.
Yep. Let's see, another dicey news. I actually am interested to
All
hear
of this news was dicey.
hear your opinion on this. So there was a teenager in South Dakota
well, I'm against it.
that the Epic Game Store is suing in court because they literally sent like
The Epic's Game Store is suing the teenager, or the teenager is suing the Epic Game Store?
The Epic Game Store is suing the teenager.
Okay.
Because the teenager emailed specific death threats to the Epic Game Store of like, I'm going to come to your fucking office and I'm going to kill so-and-so, so-and-so.
Yeah,
I'm going to fucking murder
like
them.
Name names kind of deal.
Yeah. Apparently they initially pleaded not guilty, but then they changed their plea this week because I'm sure that there's like a fucking paper trail.
Yeah.
I don't think Epic Game Store would just go in there or being like, yeah, trust me, man.
Yeah.
I know we're really rich and stuff, but like fucking Cindy told me. They probably go in with their lawyers and their shit together. The thing is that because he was in a different state, it is now an interstate like threat, which means it's like a federal crime and not like a state crime. Now he could be charged with a maximum of 5 years in federal prison, fined up to $25,000 or $250,000, or a combination of both. And even if he gets out of jail with minimal sentence, there'll probably be like a supervised release as well as other stuff. I am curious because I think that we've gotten a really, really lax about just like, well, you just fucking say whatever you want to on the internet. Like if I call the Wendy's by my house and go, I'm going to I'm gonna come over there. I'm gonna fucking set that place on fire.
Yeah.
Like they will call the cops, and the cops will track the number, and they will come to my house, and they will arrest me, and I'll be prosecuted by the Wendy's Corporation for making a threat.
Yeah.
But if you go online and you're tweeting, you're like, at RageSelect, I'm gonna come to your house and stab you, and you go to the cops, they're like, what are you gonna do? Like, what are you gonna do? So, like, on the one hand, it's a 19-year-old kid. And fucking damn.
19 is too old to. I thought when you said teenager, I was like some 15-year-old kid in their bedroom hiding from mom and dad,
I basically count everybody up to like 25-year-olds to be teenagers. Like, they ain't got the sense that God gave nothing. No offense to you teenagers. Like, it's a great time to be alive. You're feeling all this crazy shit. You got any responsibilities. You just go bang around the world and fucking do whatever you want to. Your knees don't hurt. You can sleep at night. You don't get like acid reflux disease.
Yeah.
It's great being a teenager.
You enjoying life right now? Get out of here.
Yeah. So on the one hand, I don't know. I'm a little bit like fucking sending a teenager to hardcore federal prison over like sending an email to somebody. I don't know. It makes me feel a little weird because I do think that teenagers should have room to fuck up. But by the same token, I really also think that we should disincentivize this sort of behavior.
Yeah.
Like in a hardcore way.
I think we are in a place in this world because I probably used to be a little more on the like, people fucking say things on the internet, blah, blah, blah. Except like, I think we let people skirt by with that too often that now it's like, no, you actually have to. I don't know if I would like send them to prison, but I do think that there needs to be some sort of punishment. Like, I don't like making an example of people mostly, but I do think there needs to be like precedence of you cannot just willy-nilly send death threats. This is not a world in which that is an okay thing to do.
Right.
And then when your AC clicks off while I'm talking, it makes it feel like I'm way more. Do you know what I mean? When like everything else gets silent,
all the
and I'm
background
like
noise goes away. It's the speech at the end of the Star Trek episode.
Dude, I just got sorry. I was just like, oh, it feels like there's a spotlight on me, but there's not.
Yeah.
But I just the issues with there's a lot of crazy violence going on in the world, and a lot of people on the internet seem super okay with just like, I don't like that person. They should fucking die, and it's like it's icky. It's not great.
Yes, there are a lot of days where I am like, I don't know. I think the internet. Actually, you know what? I need to not say that. I think social media is a mistake. Like that, just full stop. Like if you want to argue with people on forums or in chat rooms or whatever, but this idea that my fucking aunt can see like your mom's Facebook post because we're friends and then they can argue about shit on the internet, and I'm like, what? No.
It's you and I used to argue, and I used to be on the opposite side of that.
Yeah.
Not argue, but we'd have like lively discussions about the nature of the internet.
Yeah.
And I have since turned around on that because I was like you and I met because I was on a social media platform and got a job through it and moved to Austin because of it. And, but boy, have I been proven wrong. Like,
well, it's different now than it was then. It was
right.
a lot more easygoing then. It wasn't like, it was like as the social media stuff got more popular, everything
we lost
connected more and more and more and more and more. So now the opinion of somebody that's like fucking 12 degrees of Kevin Bacon away from you, like somehow matters, and they're like coming in to argue with you on your Facebook.
The things that we've had that I don't know if it's just like as a woman on the internet kind of deal, but like the things that people have taken from me because of social media or because of what they think they can suss out because of things I've shared. Really fucking sucks, and it really changed. Like, I used to be way more open about like, oh, I'm an open book to everybody, and now I'm like, I'm an open book to in-person people that I know and I'm friends with. But like, it really fucking
it sucks.
It just sucks. Like, because the internet was so fun, and y'all fucking ruined it. And so you know what? Send that 19-year-old to jail.
Came all the way around.
Talked myself
all
into
the
it.
way around. Well, speaking of sucky, also Avalanche Studios is letting some people go. They're the Just Cause and Mad Max and
Jesus Christ, dude. This is the sad trombone of podcasts.
It really is. I apologize. This is what the news was this week. This is not unexpected because they were making a game specifically for Microsoft that was called Contraband, and then it was canceled, and so they probably just dissolved that team, and they couldn't afford to keep them on. There was no, they canceled that like a month ago, so they probably tried to find investment or a place to put them, but they were just like, sorry, because it was their entire. They had like a London studio, but then there was a couple of other, like the main studios are somewhere else, Malmo, like Sweden or something, or Stockholm, and it was the UK studio that was basically dissolved from this. So
okay,
kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Also, this isn't like especially weird, but Doug Bowser is stepping down as Nintendo of America president. It's interesting because
who do you replace Bowser with?
It's a woman named Devin Pritchard, who has been at Nintendo for a gazillion years. Started in there. I actually went and looked her up. Started in the legal department, then moved on to like production stuff, and then some outreach, social media type of stuff. Basically, just kind of floated through the company, floated up through the company, getting more and more responsibility.
Yeah.
And now is going to be taking over the presidency slot. But then there's another guy that's taking over the CEO slot. This Satoru Shibata, who's I think somebody who's been with Nintendo for a while. So basically just kind of promoting from within.
Yeah, which isn't a terrible thing.
Yeah. It's a little weird though, because Doug Bowser was
he was not there for that long, right?
6 years, I think.
Well, I guess that's a lot. I guess because it just felt like Reggie Fils-Aimé was there forever.
He was there for 15 years.
Yeah, and so his replacement only being there for 6 years feels
and he was
like nothing.
And he was very not in a lot of Nintendo Directs.
Yeah.
We didn't see him a lot.
Not a single meme out of that man.
Yeah. So, let's see. We got a bunch of random news. And most of this is not bad. So,
a palate cleanser.
So there was an old game called Prototype. I don't know if you remember this. We were playing like a guy in a hoodie who gets infected with like this weird carnage venom stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
I was gonna make fun of you for being like a video game with a dude in a hoodie.
Right.
Like, gee.
No, it's
but
that guy.
I actually
that
know
guy with
this
the
is-
hoodie.
But I actually very much know what you're talking about.
Yeah. The Steam version of the game got a bunch of back-end updates. And a lot of weirdness to it. Like one of the things that happened is now when the credits on the Steam version run, like an entire new studio has been added to the end credits.
Oh.
Iron Galaxy, I believe, who has been known for doing ports in the past. There were 753 noted changes in the last update that happened. And so people are thinking...
Who counted? 753.
There's Steam has an API that lets you just see what changes in games. So there's like a whole website devoted to just like watching that shit like a hawk.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times people will post stuff in there before they switch it to live, and it's like you can get stuff like this. So the thinking here is that there's probably going to be an announcement of a Prototype remaster pretty soon.
Sick.
Which would be nice because apparently
I think John replayed it not too long ago. Just like John is a very he'll get a bug in him and then be like, I gotta play this game that came out 17 years ago.
I gotta replay Sunset Overdrive right now.
Yeah, and so I'm pretty sure this is one of the John replayed games.
Yeah, I don't know. We just still don't have any idea when that would happen. But the idea of just putting an entire extra studio into the credits is very strange.
Yeah.
And if there's not going to be something that happens.
Not funny, ha ha, but funny,
Yep. Hoyoverse, the company that made Genshin Impact and a bunch of other stuff,
sure,
has a new game that they are going to be putting out. They put out a trailer for it. It's called Petite Planet. And it is basically Animal Crossing.
Everything is basically Animal Crossing.
Yeah, there's a lot of Animal Crossing. I don't know. This might be a good move for them. Hoyoverse is good at character design. Like they have very appealing character designs. And most of their games are simple. They run pretty well. And they or free to play usually on your phone. You took that down a little bit. So the idea that, and this is kind of an interesting one where you've got to like fix a little world, kind of like a Mario Galaxy planet.
Yeah.
And then it gives you access, like they kind of show in this trailer. You put this orb in a tree, and then it gives you access to everybody else's worlds. And you get like a really dumpy jalopy and drive across the cosmos to somebody else's
you
world.
ever take a cruise through space?
Nope. Lots of animal people.
Yeah. I have a bone to pick with that.
Yeah.
I don't know why all these games always have a bunch of animal people, and I have to be a bullshit ass human every fucking time. Let me be an animal person.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a little girl.
I don't know.
I want to be a little girl dragon.
all the animals are really cool looking.
Yeah.
I think you just got to be an
like anime girl. I'm cute or whatever.
Anime protagonist. Also, I can't tell. Like this is kind of the Animal Crossing. In Animal Crossing, everybody's so simple that it doesn't really make any sense. But like, what age are these characters? Are they like 5 or 40? Like I can't tell.
Yeah.
Like stylized 40 or 8. Like,
this looks like, in like JRPGs or where you'll get like a really detailed image and then of these characters, and then they'll switch the animation style for like certain kinds of dialogue or whatever.
Yep.
And then they'll be like the chibi version.
Right.
This looks like that, where it's just like, we made them all cute, but if you see the detailed version, he looks like a 40-year-old man. You know what I mean?
Very true. Let's see. This is one I thought you would find really interesting. One of the splinter companies that came out of ZAUM, the company that made Disco Elysium.
Okay. Yeah.
Was this company called what is it, like Summer
Eternal?
I think it's Summer Eternal.
That's what I'm seeing on the whatever that image is.
Yeah, Summer Eternal. So they have been working on something, and they've decided that instead of, so this is the writers, it was Argo Tulik and Dora Klidzik. I don't know how to say it.
Hell of a cool name.
Yeah. Okay. So they have announced that instead of basically having a press release for what they've been working on, they are shipping a book and a record that are like the first year of our company as like an illustrated book, like paper book, and then like a soundtrack that we put together that we curated about this, and it costs like, I think it's like $80 for just the book, and then like $120 for the book and the record.
Vinyl, that's kind of a sick vinyl, though.
It's kind of an interesting idea, though. Like, I don't know what's in the book, but it's got like apparently art, essays, dev diaries, all kinds of stuff. This does seem like the kind of weirdo art collective bullshit that would come out of Disco Elysium. So,
I'm into the idea.
Yes.
I don't
want to spend $80.
I don't want to spend $80.
No, I want to spend $80.
But it looks cool.
Yeah.
I'm into like the art. I love art books and seeing inside the heads of creatives. So cool.
Yeah. I like the way that on the back it's got like this, the Summer Eternal has like this matchbox, like the striker.
Yeah, the whole thing looks like a match book.
Yeah.
So it's a slip cover. So when you pull the slip cover, it's matches inside.
Okay.
And then the record is a lighter, and then the vinyl, the record sleeve is a lighter, and then the vinyl looks like the sparks of the.
Okay. Yeah. Make a video game.
Artists! Make a video game.
This is what happens when you got a bunch of artists with a budget, and they're just like, what if we just made a book about everything that we've done?
It's super concept-y, but there's no video game attached to it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know what to do with this.
I don't know. It's interesting, though. I mean, definitely interesting.
It's so funny to be like, before you get into the game that we definitely haven't developed yet, you got to listen to our 9-hour rock opera.
That's right. And then last but not least, I don't know. This was a weird thing where they took the Peacemaker dance down off of Fortnite, and there was a question about whether it was like a certain notable bad symbol was secreted into the show's opening via the dance that they do, and then it just happened to be a dance in Fortnite, which you could totally see James Gunn doing a thing, and then what? Like Warner Brothers just was like, sure, man, you just put Peacemaker in Fortnite. Do whatever you feel like. And then it turns out there was actually a hidden thing in there.
Bad thing that you don't want.
Yeah. Let's just say it's a thing that GI Robot would be very excited to take care of.
Yeah.
But apparently after a bunch of back and forth, apparently the whole
James
thing about
Gunn,
this was asking James Gunn.
Huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he came out and was like, no, that's not a thing.
Yeah.
And so it's back in. So I think they adjusted it a little bit. You can also still get a refund if you want. So, yep.
Yeah. I have no issue with them taking something down because they thought it might be a concerning thing.
Yeah.
And then getting confirmation whether it is or isn't, and then you making a decision.
This is really weird to live in a world where it's like, so all of this could have been solved if you would just, if you had to get permission from James Gunn to put the character that he created in the thing.
That's the thing with the big companies, though, is that that's not James Gunn's call, even though I guess it probably would be because he's like head honcho of...
Oh, yeah, he's like the DC...
Wait, hang on. Wait,
hold on.
Send that 19-year-old to jail.
Wait, go back a minute. Hold on, Jeff. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Yes. And we are going to take a break, but before we do, I would like to tell you that next up we have trailers.
Yeah.
And that there is no news about studios being shut down, acquired, or bullshit in the trailers. And actually, there was like a horror game showcase last week. So we've got like 8 indie horror games to look at.
Yeah.
So yes, stick around. Part 3 is going to actually be fun, you guys.
We've been here the whole time.
Yep. I'm starting to think that I should turn on these microphones when we're not recording.
Secret podcast?
Secret podcast. And then I'm just going to keep them for myself. And only people who give us like $1,000 on Patreon can listen to the Amanda and
Jeff
Secret podcast.
You have to buy us at least one Steam Deck.
Give me a red car. Let's go ahead and look at some trailers. We went out talking about Fortnite and John Cena, Peacemaker in Fortnite.
Yeah.
I don't care about that, but they put
I don't care about all that shit.
The K-pop Demon Hunters are in Fortnite.
Cute.
And they also have a little mode where you get to fight the kind of reskin the guys as demons. They are perfect characters to be in Fortnite.
Yeah, that makes sense. I haven't watched the movie, but I've seen enough clips to know that they are perfect.
Yep, they're very fun. It looks like they've got like backpacks with their individualized ramens on it and stuff.
That's cute.
It's funny because like normally when you see something from Fortnite and it like looks like Fortnite, this just looks like
it looks like them. Yeah,
because I think that the movie kind of has a Fortnite-ish look to it.
They translate really well to each other.
But yeah, so this is going on right now, and it looks really fun. It looks fun. It looks great.
There's this big ongoing joke that Spirit Halloween didn't have any K-pop Demon Hunter costumes when they all opened, because most of them opened like late August, early September.
Yeah.
And people were like, well, whoever did K-pop Demon Hunter or whoever did Spirit Halloween really didn't think about the popularity of what this was, because like everyone wants it. And they've since started coming out with the costumes and are like, hey, everybody, we got the costumes. And like, come buy the costumes. And it's just so funny that
from the reaction watching it this year, nobody thought this was supposed to be just Netflix trash.
Yeah, like
somebody
just
watching it on the weekend.
Out, kids would enjoy it maybe or whatever.
Nobody was like, this is going to be the fucking thing. Yeah. Everybody's going to love it. Like, I will look at it. It's another one of those things where I'm like, there should have been a fucking video game. This would have made a perfect trash $20 top-down video game.
Yeah.
Where you're just Diablo style killing off demons, and then there's the visual novel still portraits where they go through the whole story.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Look at us making jobs.
Yep. We also got a release date trailer for a game called Possessors. I've been keeping an eye on this for a little while. This is like a 2D side-scrolling kind of Metroidvania-esque game from Heart Machine, who is the one who did Hyper Light Drifter, as well as Breakers, which I hear is not very good. But this is different than a lot of the other stuff they're making. Hyperlight Drifter was a top-down. The other ones are 3D. This is a 2D side-scroller. It looks like they've done a really good job with the way the art is set up. It's about a character kind of in this corporate-run dystopia who gets critically injured and has to kind of fuse with like a demon, and then they're kind of like fighting against the demonic forces of this giant corporation.
Yeah. I like the character designs. I say as it's like a shirtless, muscular dude.
What's not to like?
Right? Like I don't know why, but like I really like this artistic choice.
Yeah.
But then when you get into the game, I feel like we've been seeing a lot of these like, I don't know, kind of bland side-scrolly Metroidvania style, and it's like so the interesting part is only with the characters and only really with the like cutscenes or dialogue scenes.
Sort of. Yeah, I can definitely see that. There's like when they were talking about it, they said that they wanted the combat to feel a little bit more like Smash Brothers than just like a Metroidvania. So it's like a real juggly kind of combo thing.
Yeah.
A lot of this will just depend exactly. Like I think you are right that they all very much look the same, and it'll mostly just depend on how it feels.
Yeah.
Like if it feels really good to play, then it'll be good to play. I like the fact that they've got a bunch of like the weapons in the game are like hockey sticks and like cell phones and like stuff that's empowered by kind of like these demon powers throughout the world. Also, there's a bunch of like backstory where they're getting to know stuff about the demons, stuff about the main character, and then there's like little NPCs that you can buy stuff from that are little like demon infused. There's a little mini fridge with a little demon guy in it.
I was like, wait a minute.
So a lot of this is like all of these elements could end up being wonderful.
Yeah.
It's just
absolutely.
hard to know without actually putting it in your hand how it's going to be. Because a lot of the Hyperlight stuff, I feel like after Drifter, which even I was a little like so-so on Drifter, I haven't enjoyed at all. Like there was a game they made between Drifter and Breaker that was like another third-person game, and I was just like, I don't really care for it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I like their art style, but
yeah, me too. I was like, is this from something like an anime or a
nope, just an
comic
original story. So yeah, November 11th though, we got a full release. This was like one of like 3 games that they showed, I believe not this year, but last year's Devolver the one with the birthday party.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
for
yeah.
Volvi. I think this was like one of the like 3 games that they showed. And it's been a while, but we finally got the release date. So
it's a Devolver digital game, so it's a really good game.
That's all. Why didn't you lead with that, Jeff? You told me that at the beginning, not at the end.
You made me look like an idiot.
You let me sit here talking shit about a Devolver game. I have a tattoo of Volvi, goddammit.
No, they're gonna take it back.
They're gonna take it right off me. Did you watch the Devolver stuff from last week? They put out 2 really fun little short trailers.
No.
The one was about a bunch of Devolver game characters that were trapped in like the unplayed
I did
Steam
see that one. Yeah,
one.
yeah.
And then the other one was it was an ad for the demo for this new game called The Dungeon Experience. And it was like a crab in a white van trying to get you, the watcher, to get in the van by lying to you and telling you stuff. And it was like really funny.
Yeah. I saw the first one.
The first one.
Yeah, which was funny, and I was like, I just like seeing all the characters together.
Yep.
Devolver Digital.
Yep.
Pay for another tattoo, please, please.
What's your next tattoo? What would your next tattoo be?
From Devolver?
Yeah.
Whatever they want.
Oh.
I would get the banana, my friend
Pedro banana.
I think that would be fun.
Yeah, you need
even though I never played it. Just a angry foot.
You just need a just like a saint tattoo, like a saint themed tattoo, but with Nina Struthers.
Oh my god!
Like with all the like 100%,
I would get a Nina Struthers tattoo.
Or maybe just like that, but
check a look, like with a little
check a look and script underneath it. That'd be great. I want that tattoo. Full Nina Struthers back tattoo. People are like, who is that guy? Oh, never mind. Let's see. Next up, we got a trailer for a game called Parasite Mutant, which looks like it's going to be a... Like, there was an old game called Parasite Eve.
Yeah,
I don't know if you remember it.
I do.
This looks a lot like that in the way that it plays, where it's like a third-person game, but then it's like you kind of go into a real-time turn-based system.
Yeah.
Like you're running around in real time, but then you're like selecting attacks and stuff from like a menu that comes up, and you got like a little attack meter. But it's very like sci-fi horror.
Yeah.
There's like
it's
mechs
weird.
and zombies and
Yeah, it's like Resident Evil boss monster, and then it's lasers, and then it's it looks cool.
Yeah, it's got
I'm
a really
into it.
really interesting art style. The main character, it's funny though, because the main character and all the people are just like animes.
Yeah.
They're just anime people. But everything else is like a really nice kind of interesting style. Also, it looks like there's a bunch of like social links and like story stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one that I definitely would keep an eye on, because it seems like one of those ones that could end up being a like, man, you got to check out that Parasite. Have you ever heard of that Parasite Mutant game?
Yeah.
Or like a game's going to come out in 3 years where I'm like, you remember 3 years ago we watched a trailer, that Parasite Eve game? Well, that's the game we're playing today. Because, yeah, it looks really cool. It looks really nice.
It does. It looks neat. It looks like refreshing.
And it doesn't have any kind of release stuff.
All of the women are in skinny, tiny skirts.
Yes.
No matter what.
Yes.
Yeah. Anime.
I did say they were anime.
Yeah. I was like, you know what? I think you kind of hit the nail on the
dressed
head.
anime person without a plunging neckline.
Well, so from a distance, because you're kind of far from the main character during the action.
Yeah.
She's wearing like a trench coat, and she's wearing like stockings.
Yes.
So it looks like she has like pants and a trench coat, but then when you see her up close, it's a trench coat dress.
Right.
And they're like knee-high socks.
Yep.
Like
yep. That is it.
And then there's like just a big booby blonde chick in there randomly.
Yeah. But she's got a tie on, so it's like it's like business anime.
Yeah, it's business formal.
Business anime lady. Let's see. This is the first of our Horror Games Awards Showcase 2025. There were a bunch of things from this. Like I considered.
Is this just the Asylum wish list?
Somewhat. Yeah, somewhat. There was a lot of these, and I by no means are we even going down like a fraction of them. Like maybe like a eighth of the trailers that were in there.
Did you pick your favorites?
I didn't actually watch all of them. I picked the ones that names and thumbnails looked good.
Okay.
But I will say that every single one I picked, I didn't cut any of them because they were all very good. So maybe we'll go back and maybe if you are interested in this sort of thing, go back and watch the Horror Game Award Showcase 2025. The first trailer we got is Flesh Made Fear. This is a game that we've seen before that is basically just Resident Evil, old school PSX Resident Evil.
First clip looked like Resident Evil.
No, like when you see the action, it's like fixed camera, really dark. And it's got
man.
that kind of like
my childhood was scarred with Resident Evil, so
yeah. Like big hordes of slowly walking zombies. It looks like awkward controls. Dude that looks like he's right out of Stars.
Yeah.
Just the whole 9 yards. So, in fact, I even think that this trailer is the same as the last trailer that I saw for this. Like, I don't think they changed it at all, but it does have a release date now.
Flesh Made Fear. Halloween?
Halloween of this year.
Ooh.
So you will not be seeing it on the Asylum, but you might be seeing it on the Dojo.
Ooh.
We gotta do Asylums ahead of time. So
yeah.
Let's see. Next up, this is an interesting game called The Bagman.
The Bombastic Bagman?
No.
That's Spider-Man, in case you guys were wondering.
It looks a lot like Maniac Mansion.
Okay, yeah.
But then there's a guy that shows up that's called the Bagman, and he's like a weird Grim Reaper with a suitcase made out of like human skin. And then it's like, it reminds me of that like Clock Tower remake where it's like pixel art and you're kind of pointing and clicking on stuff.
Yeah.
But they show a sequence where like a character hides in the toilet and then like calls another character and tells them to like come and distract this like
monster that's trying to get
this kind of zombie that's slowly walking towards, and then like that character comes out and says, hey, come get me, and then they like go and leave. And all of that was cool, and I was like, okay, well, this seems kind of interesting. But then they also show that all of your friendos can die in really disgustingly gross and horrific ways. And so I'm really down for it. It looks just very creative, like a throwback, but a very different type of throwback.
Yeah. Dark.
So
there's a lot of horrifying things happening right now.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I'm into this.
And then that's the Bagman.
He looks like the tall man from Phantasm.
Oh yeah, a little bit. He also reminds me of the gunslinger from Preacher. He's a little bit like that too.
Oh, yeah, I get that.
Skinnier,
Yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
than that guy, but kind of old timey.
Yeah.
And then the big hat and the stringy hair kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this looks really fun.
Yeah, that was worth. It's such a long, slow crawl up to see the Bagman's face. That was actually worth it, which is a rarity because sometimes it's just like a dude and it's like, okay, well, thanks, but no.
I also like the fact that like the suitcase is very well designed. Like the corners have ears on them as and then the handle is made out of tongues.
Yeah.
Like, and the zipper is teeth.
I didn't notice the zipper is teeth. That.
Yep. So yeah.
I'm really into this one.
Wish list now.
I will wish list it now.
After that, we got the Heart of the Forest revealed trailer.
Is that a live action?
This is a Wales interactive joint, baby.
Oh my god!
So if you want a cheesy horror flick,
that's all I ever want.
Wales Interactive is at I don't know how this motherfucker stay in business because these things look like they cost a couple $1,000,000 a piece to put together, and then every one of them is $20, and I can't imagine that they're selling like 1 million copies.
Probably not. Maybe they are because it's so cheap and fast, and people just want to play some weird and fun.
This is like a Trapped in the Woods. Looks like it's got some kind of Blair Witchiness to it. Ooh. It's like a monster in the woods.
Yeah.
It looks very, very Wales Interactive, low budget, sci-fi original horror movie.
Yeah, and these are the kind of horror movies that I loved as a kid, where it'd be like, you don't know any of the actors.
Yep.
The monster isn't going to be on screen very long because it's going to look like shit.
Yep.
And half of the writing is just them being like, "What the fuck are we gonna do?"
And like, it's not that scary.
Yeah.
It's like kind of scary, but also kind of funny at the same time.
Yeah, it's like scary equivalent.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's coming Q1 of 2026. Heart of the Forest. Let's see. Next up, we got a game called Scary Cargo.
That's some scary cargo.
This is
Is this VR?
No.
Why does it
this
feel
is
like
a concept trailer for another kind of online repo lethal company style game, but it looks like the concept of the game is that you have like a number of boxes and then you just have to run as fast as you can
and deliver while you're getting chased by
big spooky weird monsters.
Holy
There's like
shit.
a giant titan. There's like a dragon that comes in at one point that's like a giant dragon chasing them around.
Oh my god.
Obviously, I don't think none of this could be gameplay, right? Like it's too dynamic to be gameplay. But it does look like the sort of thing that you could translate into gameplay.
Yeah.
Like it's not so far off. Then they kind of go into this house and they're running around and they're like going down corridors and like, oh, there's a spooky thing up here. It's like a zombie. There is one part kind of towards the end of this that I thought was especially funny because it's like simulating 4 people playing the game. They're screaming and crying and running. At one point the guy says he's only got 1 shotgun shell and he uses it on a monster and he thinks it's dead, but it gets back up. And then they like go into an elevator, but one of the people doesn't, and it's just like, what they're like, there's a monster behind you. It's like, what is it? And then he obviously
does
like
a
slow turns around and then it kills him. But I've been a really big fan of these style games.
Yeah, they're very fun. They're super fun to watch.
Oh yeah, there's a giant eyeball that comes out and eats everybody. So yeah.
With what? It's eyelids?
I don't
How do
know.
you eat somebody when you're just an eye?
It just reminded me of David Pumpkins. But yeah, I don't know. It looks like the next one of these. I'm glad to see that these haven't gotten that, like the mainstream game industry has not taken this 4-player online comedy co-op
I don't think they know how to.
And I don't think they know that it's popular either.
Yeah.
Or else they would. So,
but like Among Us was really popular and they didn't know how to capitalize off that either.
They've shoved Among Us modes into like Fortnite and a bunch of other games. But you are correct that
you know what I mean? Like there's some where it's like we just can't unless we
let's see. We got a game called Heavy as Stone, which I had a really hard time figuring out what it was, but everybody in the world is like a wooden mannequin.
Are we marionette or like artist?
Like an artist thing. But then there's like combat and they bleed when they get like hit and you bleed when you get hit and like it's kind of a weird like hard-boiled detective thing, but I was like, I am intrigued. I'd like to know more.
Yeah.
Put me down on the Starship Troopers because I would like to know more.
Desire to know more intensifies.
Yep.
Yeah.
No real release date or anything about that, but I thought it was at least interesting looking. And then I think this is the last one from that.
We Harvest Shadows.
Another trailer for We Harvest Shadows, which is a horror farming game. I think you and I have seen this before, where it's like this guy that moves out to an abandoned farm and he's by himself, and then he's like, I decided that I'm going to die here. And then it's like you start doing farm chores.
Yeah.
But then there's like a bunch of weird spookiness.
Like at night, horrible things occur, right?
Yeah. I do really like that iconography, though, of the
like head in the doorway, but the hair coming through.
Like a wardrobe. And it's got, first you see the hair on the outside, and then there's like an eyeball looking out. But then it appears that like during the day, you're doing like cleaning up and planting crops and raising livestock.
You're surviving.
And at night there's something going on, but it's unclear what. So
interesting. There's a movie called After Midnight where a guy kind of lives. It's not a farm, but it is like a house that's like isolated like this. Where during the day everything's normal, and then after midnight a monster tries to get in, so he spends a lot of time being attacked by this monster. That's produced by the Benson and Moorhead.
Oh, okay.
It's really good. I don't know why this reminds me of it beyond just the like
farm aesthetic. The
farm aesthetic and the like when it's dark the monsters come kind of thing.
Also, there's a demo out for it now, so people can check it out. Let's see. We're out of that, and we've got a few other, but we still have some more horror announcements. Okay, so we have the Broken Lore series, right? And Broken Lore is like a horror game. It's like a first-person horror game. Some of them are about like a dude in a rabbit mask, like chasing people around and killing them, like Five Nights style. But then there was another one that Tessa and I played that it was like a shut-in, like a hikikomori in Japan, and like eyeballs started appearing everywhere. Like eyeballs started appearing like on the walls. And you had to like jam them because it was like a weird ring curse thing where it was like there were these three friends, and the first guy died, and they were like, he sent you emails that were like, look out for eyeballs, and the character is kind of like a jerk. Well, apparently the third character in there is part of this Broken Lore Don't Lie. And they've also got the weird eyeball contamination. This appears to be all over their body.
Oh my God.
Like they're growing eyeballs all over their body. But also another kind of first-person horror thing. I'm curious to know, I didn't look if that first one was another game. Was another one. Because there's like 8 Broken Lore games, and they're not all connected together. But this franchise is interesting to me because it looks more up my alley of like weird supernatural craziness, whereas the other one's more like serial killer craziness. So
this is definitely like getting your head kind of nutty.
This got into the spookies. I mean, just the last one was like,
wow, there's a lot of really good visuals in this too.
There's some like liminal spaces going on. The first one was interesting because like, even if you're playing the game right, you have to like go around your apartment looking for eyeballs and then stab them, which is like, eye trauma is a big thing for a lot of people. So the whole thing is interesting. What's weird though is I need to go research more on Broken Lore because it's like I want to play half their games and the other half I have absolutely no interest in.
I need to know which half I'm supposed to play.
So,
I'm kind of into it.
Let's see. the Hole Keeper. Yep.
That's what they used to call me in high school.
Is a game where you're apparently just like cleaning up like blood and then dumping it into a really weird cult hole while people watch you do it. I don't know more than that. There is a meter at the top of the screen.
How much does it pay?
Hole hunger.
The hole, it hungers.
Yeah. I don't know about this one. It looked kind of interesting. There is a playtest going on.
I'm kind of into it.
There is just a big hole that you have to keep filling up with meat.
Yeah.
This could be one of those ones, though, that Amanda and Jeff aren't good to play because We just
'Cause
take
they're
our
like,
job too
yeah,
seriously.
They give us a job and we get too into the job.
They're like,
Sometimes John will play a game and I'm like, we can't do that. We can't do that video because it'd just be me and Jeff being like, I gotta file my taxes
Yeah.
like the whole time.
We also had this is an interesting, this is a Taiwanese game company with a game called Psycho Dead that's got real big kind of like Resident Evil vibes to it.
Yeah.
Where you play as like a research subject in like a weird bio lab, and she's got psychic powers, and there's kind of a cool like, what if you played Resident Evil but you could like pick up barrels and throw them at zombies and stuff.
Nice.
The main problem that I have with this is that it looks like the main character, really not anybody else, the main character looks awful. Like the face and their hair just looks awful.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I'm interested in a lot of what's going on here, even if it's a little rough around the edges. But like,
yeah, she doesn't look great.
she doesn't look terrible from the back, but every time you see the face,
The cuts, yeah.
it's like she's like a doll, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, she's like dead-eyed, or what's it called? That robot that they have in it looks cool with like a mandible mouth.
Kind of like Nemesis
Yeah.
sort of guy.
I'm into it.
Yeah, I don't know. This is coming out on the PlayStation. I was like,
Maybe they know because they do kind of block her
but
face
like, look,
a lot.
this lady looks fine. That lady looks like a person. She's like a normal human being. But every time they switch over to the main character, she looks like, I don't know, a doll. Maybe it's just
that they decided to make her albino.
Yeah, maybe that's
and that it just looks incorrect. It just looks like she hasn't rendered all the way instead.
Maybe that's, or
you
maybe
know what I mean? Like she's like underdeveloped or something.
Like I'm like racist or something. But I don't know.
Jeff hates white people.
I don't know. Maybe throw some darker hair on her and maybe she'll look normal. Or I don't know if there's a reason.
Well, but you're right though. Like even beyond just the coloring, her face doesn't look right. Like it just looks like plastic, and every other people look flesh.
Yeah,
So
like a lot of this looks fine, but she doesn't.
Like she's lit wrong.
Yeah. Because the rest of this, you can see it looks interesting.
Yeah, it looks good. Like the monsters look great. The other people look good, and she does not look good.
So, who can say?
What if it's a plot and we're just shitting on something that's actually...
Well, then they should have made that clear in the fucking trailer.
Told me.
Let's see. If you do want a good action game, Blood Fresh Supply is getting an update. So this was 2 or 3 years ago, they did an upsample. Night Dive did an upsample re-release of Blood, the original old like kind of action horror game, and they're doing an update. I think it's a free update where they're adding in a bunch of like community mods and like different like full episodes that have been made by modders and stuff.
Nice.
As a way to kind of extend the life of it. I never got all the way into Blood, but I don't know.
A lot of shirtless dudes running at us in this trailer.
Yeah, a bunch of zombie guys.
Story of my life. Am I right, girls?
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
Stuff is blowing up. This is like a really, it's like Duke Nukem engines thing.
Kicking it old school.
Yeah. I think that's actually coming out, though, on Halloween, if I'm not mistaken. Or it's just coming soon. So, yeah.
Have a blast on Halloween.
Grounded 2 is getting an update for Halloween that is a tarantula.
Oh.
So that you already have like little spiders that you can ride around in that game, which I fucking hate.
You're like, absolutely not.
But for spooky season, they're adding in a new update with a giant
But tarantulas are so beautiful.
Tarantula boss that is coming at you.
You guys are cowards. Fuck. They're so pretty.
I actually don't have as much of a problem with tarantulas as I do with other spiders.
Yeah, I think there's something about like the skinny, like I am not afraid of orb weavers, but I feel like orb weavers are scarier than
with a little like spindly,
because they're like thinner and sharper. Like you're telling me the chunky fuzzy one is scarier than the sharp pointy one?
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Because people are very afraid of tarantulas, and it's like they look so sweet.
I don't know.
They look like they just want to hang out.
It's interesting, though, because I remember reading at one point about that fur. I think I've said it before. That fur isn't fur. It's like these little rigid spines with like hooks on them. And if they get in trouble, they shed them, and then whoever's trying to capture them breathes it in, and it's a bunch of hooks that are getting like lodged in your.
Hell yeah, that's cool.
In your airway. So, okay. Well, that wasn't very scary. What about this one? This is a teaser trailer for a game called Huntsman, where you just work in a lab and it's full of giant realistic spiders. They're going to be chasing you around like that's some bullshit. Why are science?
Why? First off, why? Second off, what?
First off, why do you work here? And second off, like
the lean out. That's so funny. They're like, we know you're going to be scared.
Oh, there it goes. It's on the ceiling.
Jeff's like,
and then runs away from the huntsman spider, and then while they're standing there, it's like the orb weaver comes down. And
orb weavers would, I guess, if they're that big, though. Yeah, I love orb weavers, but they are, to me, the scarier looking spider.
Yep.
Because they're just like, they look like horror movie spiders.
That's true.
Huntsman spiders, I'm trying to think of...
I just kind of say scary. Nah across the board. I'm just a general thumbs down on Steam for you know. But
do not want.
Yep.
Do you think they have arachnophobia?
I don't know.
It just turns them into kittens, and you're just like, I
know that on October 13th they're putting out a demo for this. And
we're gonna play that.
I don't know.
I'm gonna come over on October 13th. We're gonna live on live on the Discord.
Oh no.
We'll play it.
Yeah. A fun update for Dead by Daylight. They got a tie-in with Nyaita the Living Cat.
That's so funny. I watched that first episode, and that is it.
I did too, and that was all I watched too. But one of the main characters, they've got some skins for a couple of the main characters, and then they've got a skin for one of the killers that's from an episode. I actually went and watched the clip where it's like a bear, and a cat is sitting on the bear, and then the bear acts like a cat because it's being controlled by the cat. And then, like another cat hits the cat off the bear, and then it goes back to being normal. So yeah, I mean, that's a fun little tie-over. So
I have to worry about the bear?
In the show, that guy that's obsessed with cats does his super powerful scare cats clap, where he claps his hands like really hard.
Yeah.
And the bear is still woozy, and so it just ends up passing out from the sound of his cat clap. So, but yeah, what a weird crossover.
Yeah.
Let's see. FBC Firebreak is getting a big update.
Yeah.
The Breakpoint update, which is supposed to be adding a new level based on the fungus from Control.
Do you remember how much trouble we had with that fungus?
I do. Well, it brought back
almost a breaking point for us.
Back all the memories, because the lady that's down there is like, don't eat it no matter how good it smells. And I was like, I remember that.
I forgot about that.
It looks like they're also adding in some new weapons and some new powers, some new
Hopefully
stuff.
that means more puppet videos from them, because they do some great ones.
Yep.
I want their puppets so bad.
I hope that this makes the game fun for your husband.
Yeah. He still plays it.
Yep.
This and Skate, I'm like, you're like the only person.
Yep. That's out now. So
yeah, I know it is.
Ghost of Yotai is a launch trailer. I put this a little bit further down because I wanted to do horror games first, but
yeah,
looks amazing. I don't know.
For some people, this is a horror game.
That's true.
A woman as a lead.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or I don't know. You're killing they're like the 8 devils of Yotai or whatever.
Yeah.
Looks great. I can't wait to play it. I installed
this looks beautiful.
Ghost of Tsushima last week and just played it because I was like, I just want to play a little bit of this.
Needed to vibe a little.
Well, if I didn't do that, I was going to end up playing Hades 2 before we recorded for it. And then I ended up beating Hades 2 before we recorded for it. But because I had to get my decks cleared for when Ghost of Yotai comes out.
It's understandable.
It's out right now. We could be playing it right this second.
Let's play it.
No.
Why are we recording right now?
Doing the podcast. Anyway, looks amazing.
I've been trying to get out of this podcast this whole time.
I keep seeing you put your hand on the door. I'm like, now. Looks great, though. Looks absolutely fantastic.
It does.
Let's see. I'm going to cut a few things here. Here's an interesting one. We got a crossover with The First Descendant, which is the game with the sexy rabbit cyborg lady where you're fighting people online.
Yeah.
I don't know how... Actually, I do know how this works. For some reason, with Bayonetta.
And
so this is like an outfit for one of the characters, like in the game, or for your custom
Bayonetta,
character.
I haven't seen you in so long.
What's weird is that like her face isn't right.
Yeah.
Her face is wrong because it's like another character.
Yeah.
Like all her moves are right, but then every so often they zoom in on her face and it's like, wait, who's that? Who's that cosplaying as Bayonetta? Because the rest of this looks pretty cool, even though it's not going to get me to play this game. Like,
nice try, guys.
it's just third-person Destiny with sexy ladies.
I can't tell if you're trying to sell this to me or not.
I'm not.
Because
you can go watch when I think
Sexy
Michael and
ladies.
I played it, and it was like, I've never had less fun doing something that looked amazing, but it was like,
yeah.
just going through the motions. Yep. Still, though, that's nice. Nice little crossover.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got the release date for My Hero Academia All's Justice, which is the kind of it's going to be the last video game, or it'll be the game in the franchise that covers like the last arc since the last game that they had before. It looks like it takes place in like a weird training city, and you can play as a bunch of different people. You can relive like fights. To be honest, I think it looks really terrible, but then part of that might be because this trailer has the English voice actors, and they sound so fucking weird to me.
That's funny.
But I don't know. I'll probably still give it a try just because this is one of my favorite shows. But anime games have a long, honorable tradition of being kind of crappy from time to time. They do have Mirko in it, though. She's great. She's the bunny.
I don't know who she is. I only watched the first season.
She's a hyper-aggressive, strong rabbit character that just like runs fast, kicks hard, and punches the shit out of everyone and doesn't take crap from anybody.
Nice.
So,
well, then I approve.
Yep. So yeah, it's coming out February of next year, February 6th of next year. So plenty of time, which is probably when this. No, I wonder if it's going to be a full 24 episode season because it comes back this week. Is when the final season starts. So I wonder if it's going to come out
nigh.
right around the end of that season. So
yeah,
I'm happy about that. Like I don't like it when a franchise just goes forever.
One Piece?
Yes. Like I'm more than happy to be like, no, they built up to a really dramatic conclusion. If they had to do that and then do something even more, it would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like just let's be done with it. There's already a spin-off show that had a really good first season. You know, just do something else, right?
Let's move on together, collectively.
Yep. Speaking of superheroes, we got the reveal of Daredevil for Marvel Rivals.
Yeah.
He's a little weird.
I don't like him.
He was very
You know what? I fucking hate him.
Yeah.
No.
He's very like samurai inspired.
Yeah.
And he's got like weird powers, like devil fire horns and stuff. Like he's very strange.
I don't, and you know, I haven't read a lot of Daredevil, so maybe that's on me, but I don't know if this is based on anything.
Probably some arc somewhere.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because, you know, I mean, the look is cool, but that's not exactly what I think of as for the dude from Hell's Kitchen.
Wasn't it a thing where he became the leader of the Hand? Maybe that's what this is, and then he got like powers or something.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not sure.
I mean, I guess you got to give them powers to make everything work in this. Like, you know, his powers was like punching real good.
Yeah. Sort of. They when they did the reveal for him though, it was like him and Angela as like a heaven versus hell thing.
Yeah.
So there's probably something going on with him that neither you nor I know. So
yeah, I haven't been keeping up. My bad.
October 10th is when that's coming out. Running out of time. Lego Party launched. There should be a video out for this week. This is, like I said, it's Mario Party, but with Legos. You can like customize your minifigs. You play through basically a Mario Party type thing.
Adorable.
Little mini games that you can use to get credits. There's like 7 stages that are based on like space Legos and castle Legos and pirate Legos.
Cool.
And yeah, they're pretty fun. Michael and I managed to do a single 6-round thing, and it's got a pretty decent sense of humor. So,
man, I love Legos.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one. Let's see. Escape from Duckov got a release date. So I don't really. It took me a while to figure out what this is. Like Escape from Tarkov is an extraction shooter.
Yeah,
it's an online multiplayer extraction shooter. This is a single player game where you play as a tactical duck.
Yes.
Who's like a little dog that follows you around. and you're
it's the perfect game.
top down. You're like shooting guys and then like extracting with the resources that you got. And as soon as I found out that it wasn't an online multiplayer game, I was like, I'm much more interested.
Yeah.
I just don't know
Why?
what the connection is between the Tarkov. Like,
Maybe they
Tarkov
just
is its own game, right?
Thought it was a funny joke,
Maybe.
and they just stuck with it.
I don't know. I hear the guys that make Escape from Tarkov are really litigious, so I wouldn't expect it. I don't know. Anyway, October 16th, that's going to be coming out. Steam, Epic Game Store, etc.
Looks stupid. I love it.
Yep. Speaking of stupid looking, we got a gameplay trailer for Parkour from the Tokyo Game Show 2025. I absolutely love this game. You play as a secret agent dog, and you run around and you have to do like action. You get a little like backpack full of stuff, and you've got like smelling powers, and you can like wall run.
That's silly.
And set traps and like attack people, and and you're a little dog, and I think it's great.
Looks silly.
It's like
I
playing
like
as like Metal Gear,
yeah,
but like as a dog.
but like a good boy.
But what if you were a dog?
But what if you were a good boy?
And you could pee on people, I think, or something.
That's definitely what he was doing.
Yep. Anyway, it looks pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Yep. Let's see.
I want to play as a stupid dog, though.
Speaking of dogs, we got this game I got just
Speaking of
because
stupid dogs,
it was just really goofy looking. It's called Dog Pile.
yeah, it looks great.
It's just one of those games where it's like you combined like two things, and then it becomes
like
another
that
thing.
fruit game that people play. Oh, yeah, but it's dogs.
So you combine like two little dogs and it becomes a slightly bigger dog, and then those dogs become bigger dogs. There's also like a card game aspect to it that you're doing somehow.
Fuck, it looks cute.
Not sure how, but I put this one in here for you because I thought that it looked adorable.
I do love that art style.
I do, and I also really love this dumb golden retriever character at the beginning.
Dog running,
like, so
I love a dumb dog.
Also, great name. Great name.
Dog pile.
Yep.
Yeah, solid.
Let's see. Changing gears entirely, we got a little bit of a look at the Star Trek Voyager video game.
Does it look amazing and fantastic?
No, it looks weird and janky, but I appreciate one aspect of it. So it looks like you're going to fly around, and there's going to be like a management sim aspect where you get a cross section and you building stuff in the ship.
Yeah.
And then there's like a battle aspect where you get to choose like tactical options. You don't get to like drive the ship or anything. But then there's also going to be little places where you can go to a place, you can explore, you can send people, and it'll just be like little text telling you what's going on.
Yeah.
And you kind of get it. You can change the way that history is written by like, you know, promoting some people or changing the way that things happen.
Yeah. One
of the examples that they talked about with that, though, is they showed that you get to make the decision about what happens to Tuvix. I don't know if you're familiar with Tuvix.
No.
So there's a really irritating character on the show called Neelix. He's the chef, and then there's the Vulcan guy, and that's Tuvok. Mm-hmm. And there's an episode where they had a transporter accident. The two got melded together, and they became a new life form called Tuvix. And there was an ethical quandary of like, do we put them back in the teleporter or the transporter and separate them? Mm-hmm. Would that be killing this new life form?
Oh.
Or do you leave them as is? And now you get to make that decision.
Yay.
You get to kill Tuvix all over again. Anyway.
Interesting.
Yep. I think it's coming out. It's just in a wish list.
What did they choose?
Nothing. They cut away before there was a choice. Frictional Games, the makers of Insomnia and Soma, had a new little teaser for their next project. It has some kind of vibes to it that make me think that it might be a Soma sequel, which was the one about like uploading your consciousness into various places.
Okay. Yeah.
It's kind of very strange art style that could be kind of a dystopian, futuristic type of thing.
Yeah.
It's really just a lot of vibes right now, but
yeah, it's just a lot of abandoned spaces.
Yep. It does though look like it doesn't look medieval. It doesn't look like gothic like Insomnia. So I'm putting more of my money on Soma.
Something new.
Maybe something new.
Maybe not either.
All right, let's wrap it up with a few stories. We got the pricing for Super Mario Galaxy 2. Mm-hmm. It is $70 for the full thing, or $40 for each one of them individually if you want to buy them. Thus maintaining Nintendo's. We're going to charge you a lot for an upsampled old game.
Yeah.
I was also very pissed because I found out that the version of Super Mario Galaxy 1 in this edition is different than the one that I bought in the Super Mario Collection limited time offer pack that came with Galaxy 64 and Sunshine. That this is like a better remaster of those than the previous one. And I'm like, you fucks, just upgrade me for free and let me spend $40. This isn't fucking fair. I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. They're good games. You do, though, I didn't realize you must play with like a D-pad in one hand and then the other Joy-Con as like a motion controller, because you literally have to point at those star bits on the screen. You pick them up and then you shoot them.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like,
I forgot about that.
Not interested.
Yeah.
Just not interested whatsoever. So
I never really played Galaxy. Like, I casually dicked around with it, but I never really played it.
Yeah. I think it looks okay, but I'm not looking to play an old game. Plenty of new games out.
That's a lie. He's gonna play Silent Hill Remastered. Like, we all heard it.
Yeah.
You lied to all of us just now.
Fallout 3 or Fallout London. Remember that when we played that?
Yeah.
It was like the Fallout game that was set in London.
We had a great time.
Yep. There's a
Spent
dog with a
most
bowler
of it
hat.
trying to get the dog. Yeah, I remember.
Yep. They're getting their first quote unquote DLC. It's called Rabbit and Pork. And it's got like a few quests in it.
Bangers and mash.
The big part of it is that you have to start a new game in order to play this update. But they said that reason they've spent so long before doing a DLC update was because they were doing the work to make sure that like once you do this update and create a new game, any subsequent DLC will be fine with your save. So
all right, we'll do it.
Look out for that. I never went back to it. I probably should.
We had a lot of fun with it. I'm surprised you didn't go back to it.
I mean, it was a little rough.
I do remember that we like crashed out and couldn't get it back up and running for a second.
The intro to that game had a lot of crashing problems.
Yeah.
So, Marvel Cosmic Heroes or Cosmic Invasion has a demo. So you get to play through the first 2 levels with bosses. I think with all of the characters that they have there. So I really can't wait for this game. I think it looks phenomenal.
Yeah, it looks fun. Nostalgic fun.
Yep. Beat them up with this like kind of 2-player or 2 character switching system.
Yeah.
So that's good news. Bad news, that Terminator game has been delayed. That Terminator 2D No Fate game that I really, really want to play. It was supposed to come out at the end of this month.
Yeah.
Has been delayed to November 26th of 2025. The reason why is because tariffs have interfered with the things they were getting for the physical collector's editions and physical editions, and they don't want to release the digital version separate from the physical version.
Yeah.
They want everything to come out on the same day.
That makes sense.
I'm a little mixed because I'm with you. That does make sense, but it doesn't mean that I still don't. I'm going to buy it digitally, so just give it to me.
Yeah, I want it now, but give it to me now. Yeah, that game looked cool.
Also, that game Cairn, survival or like a climbing game, Cairn, was supposed to come out this year and is getting pushed all the way back to 2026. It's supposed to come out November 5th. Now it's going to be coming out in 2026. They want a little bit more time to basically smooth things out. But there is going to be an update to the demo for this game that lets you do a ghost run where you can play against ghosts of other people.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Because it's like kind of a speed run type of thing. So, or as just a way to get hints to find out good places to climb. So.
Yeah.
I didn't play this. I'm not a big fan of the game bakers, but I'm going to play it when the full game comes out.
Yeah. It'll be fun to try.
Rock Band 4 is getting fully delisted. By the time you listen to this, it probably will be fully delisted.
It's the end of an era.
Yep. 10 years since Rock Band 4 came out, which makes you realize that this is licenses running out. That's what it is. They got a 10-year license on all the songs. They cannot have them up on the store anymore. They can't even have the base songs for the base game up on the store anymore. So everything's getting pulled down. They said that this released in 20. Oh no, that's when they ceased the support 3,000 songs because they were releasing like 3 a week, like every week, for years, like so many songs.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Yep. I don't know. I think they maybe could have I think there was a certain point, maybe during like COVID, they could have taken
like pushed for it to be a little.
If they'd made a version of Rock Band that lets you play remote, like that lets you play with. You remember how people like bands were doing remote recordings with each other that let you do that, but play Rock Band, where like on the screen instead of like you still see the road right that has the notes on it, but then like instead of a background, if you just had like Zoom windows to other
like
people,
all your friends can watch.
They probably could have got a little bump.
Yeah. Yeah. Rock Band was like what Pokemon Go was for a while, you know, where everyone just had it and played it together, and it created community for us. Just a brief moment.
To be like an unspoken, like that's what we're doing this weekend was
right. You like
Band.
Hang out at somebody's house and be like, "Oh, I could bust out Rock Band," and everybody, let's do it. Yeah,
throw a few. Yeah. This is a really interesting story. Nine Souls was a like 2D Metroidvania side scroller game that came out from Red Candle Games, the ones that made that Devotion game. I think we played that on a stream.
Yeah.
And then they made another game that got like censored by China, and it was a whole big thing. So they came out with this 2D Metroidvania side scrolling game, and it was pretty good. The weirdest thing is that people discovered that there's a beta. So the way that beta branches work on Steam is that when you go to Steam, you can choose like, oh, I want to opt in to a beta branch for this game. And it turns out that for Nine Souls, there's like a version where if you opt in, the screen comes up and it's like real sketchy. And then it just turns into a first person exploration game where you're exploring like the ruins of what looks like some of the, like the weird retro futuristic like ruins of the actual game itself.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really interesting. It's mostly just like really dark and hard to
like
see.
If your flashlight's not on, you don't know where you're going.
And it's a lot of like rolling, like balls rolling down the hill. You got to get out of the way puzzles.
Yeah.
But at the very end, they show there's just kind of an interesting, like you put on like these masks and then you're in like a more lit up outside area. But what an interesting way to secretly throw something in there.
I like it.
Yeah. See how people, what people think.
That's fun.
Yeah. There's always an interesting, we've seen a few of these stories in the past. Okay. Sorry, my brain is starting to completely futz out.
You're shutting down.
Vandal Hearts 2 was this RPG for the PlayStation that came out a long time ago. And one of the things, and it was published by Konami, and one of the things that was in the game that people had seen was sometimes people would get a pickup that was the ship from the game Gradius that Konami makes, a little side-scrolling action game. So this medieval fantasy game, you could choose like as an action to do Gradius, and like there was a bespoke animation where the ship from that game would come in and do a little loop and shoot its laser down on anybody that was on the other side of the field.
Yeah.
And so there was a question for a long time of like, how do you get this?
Yeah.
Like, because people that would just load up the ROM, they couldn't get it. There was like a rumor that you had to have a save from another Konami game in order to get it.
Interesting.
But they couldn't make it work. It was like that was debunked.
Yeah.
There was one like online save that somebody uploaded like a million years ago that had it, and that was the only way that people really could consistently get access to it.
Yeah.
Oh, they figured it out. And what they found out after doing some data dives was that there was a demo disc in this Japanese like magazine that had a demo for that game on it, and if you had that saved data, it would then spawn that item into the world. But it was just one data disc, one demo disc from one place. Yeah.
First of all, what fucking sleuthy ass fans of a old as shit game that y'all are still deep diving into this? Video game cold case files.
It was Dengeki PlayStation D22 from Dengeki PlayStation Magazine from September 24th of 1999.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
I mean, it's such a beloved game that people literally turned it inside out to try to figure it out. So
it's just funny to like the hunt went on for this long.
Yep.
For
I love it. I love it when we get these stories.
I know.
So, and last but not least, it's PlayStation's 30th anniversary, and they're putting out a
happy birthday,
really fun book that's full of like concepts and like real nice glamour shots of different things that they've done over the years. Which is interesting. It's called PlayStation: The First 30 Years, and it's a nice little hardbound book. They've got a limited edition, really expensive one that's got 1994 copies or like
cute
numbers because that's the year it came out. It's $125 for the main book. It's like $325 for the limited edition one.
Yikes!
Talking about ain't nobody got money for that shit.
Wow.
But at least it's a really nice book.
Yeah.
So they have like a lot of like pre-renders of ways the PlayStation could have looked, other controller types that they had worked on.
What could have been.
Yep. So, yeah, looks really nice as a coffee table book.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Part of me really wants to see if I can scrape together $125 because it's kind of a cool looking book. But
yeah, that's a sick, like, I really like that. Just from like an art or like design standpoint, it's just really nice to see all of that.
Yeah. I think this is like the front and back of the actual board that's in the PlayStation and the case that you get for the like limited edition. So yeah, pretty cool stuff.
That is neat.
And with that, we're done. We ended up going over time anyway.
What? How is that possible? You and I never go over time.
Too many trailers. I need to cut back on my trailers.
Maybe too many depressing fucking stories, Jeff.
Yeah. I don't control the news. If I controlled the news, it would be Jeff got rich this week and then gave money to all his friends
and
the people who watched his YouTube channel. He flew to a fan's house and was like, "Thanks a lot, pal. Let's go to Burger King. You could order whatever."
Wow. Not even Taco Bell.
Oh, I mean, what are going to talk about? I just assume that most people don't want to go to Taco Bell.
So I saw somebody go, "What's up with RageSelect and Taco Bell?" And it's like, I don't know. I don't even eat there that often, but it is kind of funny to be the running joke.
I eat there once a week because you work a day job, and by the time we get done recording, it's like 11 o'clock.
Shit.
And it's the only thing open by my house that doesn't cause like. I mean, I could probably go to Domino's, but that makes me want to die every time I eat at Domino's.
That's fair.
Anyway, if you want to know more about Taco Bell and RageSelect, patreon.com/RageSelect is where you can go. Yes, if you got it to the end of this, the Patreon has been a little down. We just did process last month, and, we're still a little down.
Yeah.
I know the times are tough. It's $5 a month for RageSelect.
We haven't raised our prices.
Damn right. We're holding the line at $5 a month. So, yes, reward us. Reward our integrity by giving me $5 a month.
Help us.
I can't even get a dinner at Taco Bell for $5 a month. Anyway, have yourselves a wonderful week. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.